wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me in the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me in the end. See you at the end.
What's going on, folks? Got some bad news. Got some bad news. People and folks in the comments got reload XXXXXXXX. What's going on, my man? Alex Ray, how you doing today, sir? 92 Flamethrower and Al C saying it's over. Because it's late here and more news comes out as people are asleep and watching, I had to jump on here as I was doing research for this topic for the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show tomorrow. Dietrich Kane, awesome. What's going on? I had to jump on and do a little show. Now, I'm going to throw the link in the chat here if anybody wants to jump on the show and talk about the topic. we can do that. But before I bring you on the show, I'm going to read a couple comments that I found over the last couple of hours. I know that this has been a well-talked topic tonight, but I found some additional information that I think is relevant that I wanted people to hear about. So let me throw that link in the chat. For the people that want to join the show, go ahead and click that link and you can jump on. I'll pin that to the top here. Till the stream goes hopping. But first of all, something I got to do at the beginning of every stream. To our Patreon supporters, Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coat, Celery Agent, AG, Kokoma, and also Tony Go. I haven't had a chance to add your name on. I haven't forgot about you, but I will do that tonight. This was kind of an impromptu stream that I wasn't planning on doing. But let me read some of the comments here. So this is one that I got from for folks that are here in the US of A. You may know the ESPN and the ESPN FC, but this is a comment from James Ollie. And it was apparently, like Sky Sports had reported earlier this afternoon, the Harry Kane was going to be leaving the club. But there's some new information that's come out. Apparently, Harry Kane had a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy today. The comment reads as this: Harry Kane has told Tottenham he wants to leave the club this summer. Sources have confirmed to ESPN that he is believed to have expressed his desire to move on during a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy and would prefer to remain in the Premier League. Yeah, that was just within the last 4 hours. So that would have been after the last stream from the Spurs family went live. It's a sad day. Sad day. I also read a good comment, good thing here from I think The Guardian has reported it now. Sports Illustrated has reported that Chelsea have been in touch with Harry Kane's representatives after his announcement today. So this is big. This is bigger than I thought this afternoon. I went on a stream on the Matty Hayes channel earlier today. And we talked about this kind of in detail there. But this is just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. I know the Tottenham Way did a massive stream today for about 3 hours. I don't plan on going that long tonight. That link there is now pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody who wants to come on with her voice only, they don't have to have a camera. Just click the link, sign in, and jump on the show to have your say. We can talk about it. I know Awesome Ma, I know you're there in the chat. Dietrich Kane, I know that you come on the show frequently. Any new first-time people want to jump on and talk about it? We can do that. I mean, this is getting, I mean, just a list of places that have done it. Let me change the settings in here. Awesome Ma. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, how are you, man? How you doing?
I'm getting a little worried, my friend. I'm getting a little worried, to be honest with you. I know earlier today you were saying in the group chat that it was just kind of a talk. But this talk is getting more and more serious.
I know. To be honest with you, I did see a report today that Chelsea and Man U and Liverpool were fighting over him somewhere. But I was like, that could be a rumor. You know how people just pull rumors and stuff. So I didn't pay no mind. I just read the headline and just keep moving. But now that you broke the news that they contact the team, then I think it's official now. It's definitely official. And that is bad. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over for TOT altogether. It's over. It's done. I mean, to stop the train is gone. The train is gone. Jose gone. Train. Everything else is gone.
So Ali Gold and Paul O'Keefe already denied reports, so there's nothing to worry about. Yes, but that was 9 hours ago, right? So Ali Gold put out his statement 9 hours ago, and these comments that I just read from who is that dude there? James Ollie. So at James Ollie on Twitter for ESPN FC official account that. He says that the sources have confirmed. So this is far more detailed than the report that Sky News put out earlier this afternoon. And they said that in a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy today, then the club comes out and says, the club's comments were simply, we have 2 games to focus on, and that's all. That's what we want to do.
I did read that saying, "Oh, let's just push forward and get to the Europeans, the Europe, trying to get into the Europa League. That's all that matters to them." It's like they brush the comment away. They don't want to mention it, and the fact that it's a situation now that you are avoiding to mention what is really on ground says a lot, tells a lot, shows a lot. And this is my frustration that I had to express today when you were even on Matt A's and also on the group chat. I said I said, if you will right now is Harry Kane, the first chance went by. The second chance went by. The third chance went by. The train has left the station. Would you want to stay in Tottenham right now? That's
he says. So I mean, like even like the Evening Standard here has said that Tottenham insists all focuses on finishing the season. Amid reports, Harry Kane has asked to leave the club. Speculation over that Kane is widely regarded as one of the best strikers in the world is expected to head out of this for the transfer window this summer. So, I mean, this is, Sky Sports reported it first. That was about, I think, 11 hours ago.
Yeah.
But I think that Ali Gold, he put the comment out that he had not heard anything. Nothing had been confirmed to him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just think, I'm not saying that I know for a fact that this is true. But what I'm saying is that as I've been up, and us being here later in the world, getting different information, because it's 5:30 a.m. in the UK right now. People are just now starting to wake up, and I'm thinking that this has a little bit more weight than we gave it earlier on in the day. But I mean, awesome. Where do you think that we go from here if Kane really does leave?
To be honest with you, I like the Bond, Danny Cariaco. You know the guy I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He thinks the way I think, and everything that he's saying now, me, you, and Mr. K was saying this exact same thing 5 months ago. Like, why did it take 5 months later for fans to now figure out, oh, the train is leaving? Are you sure? He's gone. He's gone. But why do we have to wait till now? Really? Seriously?
Well, look, and there's a lot of people in the comments, man. You can tell this is a hot comment, even with, there's not a huge amount of people watching right now. But, I mean, seriously, I was getting ready for tomorrow's list of shows. We have 3 shows tomorrow. I believe you're going to be on one tomorrow, right? Asamal, around 7?
Yeah, around 7, yes.
Yep, around 7 tomorrow. Asamal is going to be on a show. And then as I was doing research for the show list tomorrow. So we have the Bald and Beard Tottenham Boys show tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Asamal shows at 7. And then we also have our our midnight, or not midnight, but our late night THFC Rants pre-match show at 10 p.m. tomorrow. So, I mean, it was a long list. I had a lot of thumbnails to make. And as I was doing the research, I was like, I got to go live now. I just got to do it. Right. Like, even if it's me just talking to the screen all by myself, I got to do it. But surprisingly, there's still at least 20 people right now awake and up and watching the show. And two, everybody else, the link to jump on here is in the chat. Just go ahead and click that and jump on here if you want to. But yeah, for me, look, the people in the comments, there's some people that are fighting and arguing. Look, I think if Harry Kane wants to go, bro, he had to put his shirt on. He had to get out of bed. We dragged him out of bed.
We dragged him out of bed, man.
Marcelo, talk some sense to me here, man. I'm getting a little nervous, dude. I'm getting more nervous than I was earlier today on Maddie's channel.
You know, I watched Marcelo the other day. Everybody was trying to bombard him. And I said, for the first time, I agree with him. Praise straight. Because he was giving the facts out as it is. We might not agree on the system Jose was playing. But the system got us to the top of the league for almost 5 weeks, even though we disagree. And this guy said, hey, I'm not a good coach, but if you follow my system and give me the players I want, not any kind of players, the players I want, not a cheap player, not a donut, to give me the actual spare tire to put in the tire, give me a Bentley, don't give me a Fiat to make things work,
Get me what out of bed too,
and I can win.
Everybody's awake,
and I can win. Even to an extent that I interviewed a Chelsea fan, and I talked to him and I asked him, I said, what's your opinion? He said, the other teams are afraid of Jose because if you give him what he wants, he's going to win. He's going to really win. But instead, everybody went, let's make money option. Like we use Poch and use Jose to make money again the second time. That's why I'm afraid that if they bring Tim Ogg, all he's gonna use is that's what I was saying the other day. Some fans have made the expectation drop, saying we shouldn't expect anything outside position 7, 6, or 5, because the max expectation that is expected is just get top 4, just get to top 4, just get to top 4. I don't want top 4. I want to win the Premier League. Shouldn't be the top 4. Shouldn't be the expectation. Shouldn't be like what we should be expecting. Premier League should be what we should be fighting for. And everybody has reduced their expectation so much to top 4. Now we can't get to top 4 because the players are so bad. Because I'm looking at it the other day. They won, just like the same South African game. They won. Remembering and thinking about it, that Wolves doesn't even have a striker in the first place. Everybody's rejoicing over a team that doesn't have a striker. Don't have a single striker. And everybody said, we won. You didn't win because they don't have a striker. They did not have a striker. There's just a bunch of people running around with no striker.
Yeah, let's get a couple of other people's views on this. And you're 100% right, Awesome. I don't disagree with you at all. Marcelo, man, what are your thoughts, bro? You got out of bed to jump on here, so you must have something to say.
Well, I was awake. I couldn't sleep after today. Honestly, I can't ever sleep when Spurs is trying to ruin everything. Everything. But look, I was sitting here and thinking about it. There's 2 ways that this can go, right? This could be another one of Sky Sports, news, Fugazi, just to get, the views, and, they do it every summer, right? Because let's look at it. He has 3 years left in his contract. He's not going to be worth any less than 100 million or 150 million, right? So it's gonna take a lot to get Harry Kane out of this club. It's gonna have City or United, Chelsea. He's not going to Chelsea. City and United, they're gonna have to really step up and pay a lot of money for him.
United doesn't have the cap.
And I don't think I don't think
We've got a
either have
United
the
fan
cash.
in the house tonight. He's been on the show before.
But to be fair, I don't think either, because United spent a lot of money. You gotta remember, this United squad is worth $1 billion. Like
That's
I'm not
honestly
even-
sad for some of the names in the squad, though.
Yeah, and their wages are massive. They can't afford a Harry Kane and a Harry Kane wages. City is the only one I could see that maybe could get him, but then again, City don't often really splash out all their cash on Kane. Maybe they'll do it for Kane. But that's very un-City like. Personally, this is maybe me being positive. I think he stays this summer. I think if we don't invest and we continue the same ways, which we probably will, he will leave the next summer. I think this is not the summer he's going to leave. I think he will leave the next summer.
Yeah.
But this is a big wake up call for our fan base, because if Kane does leave this summer, we are screwed. We are heavily screwed. And the fact that he wants to leave and he's already talking about leaving, it's not a good sign, because he is our last hope of actually, like, him and Son were our last hope of being a top club.
Marcelo, what do you make of the comment from the club's press secretary saying, "We won't be commenting. Our focus is on finishing the season as strongly as possible. That's what everyone should be focused on." That comment right there that came out about 6 hours
Scares
ago.
me.
I mean, because they just come out and say, Harry Kane is happy where he's at. He's, he doesn't plan on leaving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That's the part that did scare me.
And then, like, for me, what the ESPN thing that made it different was the fact that they said that Harry Kane was in a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy today.
Yeah. To be fair, the one good news is a lot of the Spurs journalists and the people inside the club are saying, there is no real contact of him, any club offering the amount of money that Levy is asking, right? There is no real, further negotiation about him leaving. They just had a talk, right? So that's the good thing. I think Sky likes to blow it out of proportion a lot of times. I mean, Sky Sky has an agenda against Tottenham, and they have an agenda for United, Liverpool. That's why all the pundits are United and Liverpool. They're pro-United, they're pro-Liverpool. Anything that's United, anything that's Liverpool, it's good for them, because they're the bigger clubs with more fans, so it's going to generate more ratings. So I take a lot of what they say about Spurs with a grain of salt. Sometimes they're right, but I do take a lot of what they say with a grain of salt, because sometimes it's a lot of bias, and sometimes they just like especially like Carragher and Neville. Obviously they're gonna back their club. Say, Kane would just go to United. For me, I don't think Kane would go to United. I don't think he wants to be under Ole. Unless like United get a real proper manager, I don't think he's going to be under. He wants to play under Ole. I think he'd rather go to City, where Pep Guardiola, a real manager. They got a real team. United, yes, they're second place, but they don't. I think the league is just really poor right now. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that's going to overtake United next season.
Kieran, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I think, first of all, I think just the amount of stuff that's in the press today, some of it has to be true, and if that's the
right
case,
now, it's like it's everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't looked at
everyone.
Sky since earlier today. I'm looking right now at like places from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of these places are related to Sky in some part, but I mean, the Guardian is reporting it.
The Athletic. I mean, it's coming from all angles, and I know
Sports Illustrated reported it.
people love. Yeah, the fact that it's getting so much press in America really makes me think it's probably there's something to it, because like in general, EPL stuff, especially transfer window rumors, doesn't get a whole lot of play here.
I mean, when was
Unless
the
it's
last time you
literally
saw
Messi or
anything
Ronaldo or
EP
somebody like
right?
that.
Like, when was the last time you saw anything EPL related on SportsIllustrated.com?
Yeah, Sports Illustrated. Yeah. I mean, and for those of you who don't know, who aren't like living in North America, like they are the like antiquated old white guy sports page that covers like golf and baseball, stuff that's kind of on the decline here. They're not going to be branching off into EPL very much. I don't know. But like I said, though, some of it has to be true. And here's my thing. If Kane had a conversation with Daniel Levy today, if this is true, if he has expressed that he wants to leave the club this summer, then he has to go. And, what we can't have, what we really can't afford to have is a messy situation like last summer with Messi wanting to leave Barcelona. And unfortunately, the chairman of Tottenham's board is not elected. So there's no option in getting Daniel Levy out except for the stuff we're already trying to do, with the whole Enoch out movement that we're trying to build. If he wants to go, he has to go. We can't have a negative situation like that where it's all in the press. It's bad for the club, a club that's already gone through a lot of negative press coverage. And beyond that, we can't have a less than 100% committed Harry Kane. And I know he has the most professional, competitive mentality of any star player, but still, I mean, he can't help it. As a human being, if you know in the back of your mind that you're probably gone the next summer, that this is your last season, and you're not happy with the way things are, subconsciously it will drop your performance level because you're not 100% focused. I mean, we've seen it since we lost the League Cup final. He hasn't been 100% on it.
I mean, how does this affect just even the other players in the squad?
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Son is gone. Son is going to Munich.
I mean, that's what David said. He said, if Kane goes, Son's gone too. And I don't disagree with him. And 우리 한국 여러분도 만약에 스트리머가 나오고 싶으면 오세요. 말씀하십시오.
And honestly, lads, I mean, let's be real here, right? Us as a fan base, and I don't mean the people on this panel, and I keep going back to it over and over again, but David and I, we kept warning people of this. We as a fan base, a lot of these people that, defended this squad and defended this board, they kind of deserve what they get. This is what you get. You lose your best players when you defend mediocrity. The fact that I have to debate people over, Dyer, Davies, Sissoko. I want to ask Herbert this. Herbert, would any United fan ever debate over a Dyer or a Davies or, Musa Sissoko? I don't think they would. I don't think any top club would. And, we're the only fan base that tolerates this shit. And, I kept saying, and David and I kept saying, it's like, you tolerate mediocrity, soon enough, we're going to lose our best players, and these shit players are going to stay because you're tolerating it and you're accepting it and you're backing it. And that's a big part of the problem with this football club because we're too afraid to move on. We're too afraid to, everybody keeps saying, oh, Marcelo, okay, we get Enoch out. We all protest. We get Enoch out. Then what, right? Like, we got a new owner. What if he's bad? What if he's good? What if he's I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't know the future. But all I know is under Enoch, we have been absolutely horrible and we lost our identity as a club, right? So that's when you take a new, brave, forward directions. Like, I'm sure, Will, when you started out your business, you didn't know 100% it was going to succeed. And I'm sure a lot of times, you had some doubts. Yeah. And I'm sure sometimes you still have doubts, right? But you took that leap of faith. You took that risk. And, it looks like, from, I saw the picture of your lawn, your house. It looks like you're reaping the rewards of taking that, that leap of faith, You seem like you're a good family man, So it's, we got to take a leap of faith. We got to, sell some of these players and, get into new crop and give them a chance. I don't know if I don't know if Sessegnon is going to be a proper left wing back or proper left back. He looks good. He's looked good, but I'd rather give him a chance than Ben Davies. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta take some new leap of faith as a club. Show some cojones.
And Eugene,
That-
what are your
that
thoughts,
comment
man,
is
over there in
exactly what I
Malaysia?
was
What's the news in Malaysia about this situation?
I just went through the local newspapers. I guess they're just repeating what Sky Sports are saying, right? But this happens every end of the season. Kane's name get thrown around. Who's going to buy him and all that? But this year it has become a bit more sensitive due to the situation the club is in, with all the protests and the performance and Levy. Maybe it's true. Kane did go and talk to Levy. Okay, you got rid of you brought in Jose, you brought me hope. You got rid of Jose, you killed my hope for the club. And now I'm asking you, what are you going to get me? And maybe he told him, we are looking at Graham Potter or Scotty Parker. Then maybe he said, oh shit, what am I doing here then? Right? I'm not going to win anything with you if you're going to do that to me. Right? So maybe he has made a stance with Levy. Maybe that is a good sign. Right? But like we all say, just to be polite to Levy, this might be the last straw. And if he does sell Kane, I really keep saying, remember, I keep putting it on the chats and all that. If someone comes in with the right amount of money, Kane will be gone. Because Levy is a businessman. He needs to look at the debt side. The amount of loans that we've taken for the stadium, that is about 600 million pounds. The extra loan that Tottenham took during the COVID period, which is another 175 million pounds, which is due payment next year, 2022. So where's he going to get the money if he doesn't sell, right? Sad thing is that if he sells Kane, Son will be gone, right? But will he risk losing Son? Because Son has got a bigger money churning market in South Korea, correct? So if that happens to Son and Kane, then Levy will tend to lose more money. But I do not see where this is going. But maybe Marcelo is right. Marcelo, he might stay one more year to see what Levy is doing.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can hope for.
He
Like,
might-
I
that's the only thing
definitely
I can
think,
hope for too, because he will
I think
go.
he's definitely
he will surely
gone.
go next year.
yeah,
If
I
he's-
think
if
next
there's
year.
no improvement. Would you
If-
stay? That's the
No,
question.
no,
Yeah.
no. Like, I think this season it's going to be a little bit tough with the pandemic and the price on his head, and he still has 3 years left in his contract. So whichever club that does get him, it's going to take a lot of work, and basically their whole transfer window is going to be
It doesn't take a
dedicated
lot
to
of
just
work,
getting
Marcelo.
him.
It takes a lot of money, that's all.
Yeah, it's going. Well, it's going to
Yeah.
take a lot of money and work,
Yeah.
because you have to remember Levy is,
Yeah, I know.
he's
Yeah.
he's a hard
No,
negotiator.
if you,
so
hey, come on. If someone came up to Levy and said, here's 150 million pounds cash up front, we want Kane, will Levy say no?
Levy,
No, I'll
Levy.
take it.
No,
I'll take
no, listen. Levy might be like, well, if you offer 150 right now, maybe you have more. He's that type of
He'll say,
guy.
I want 175.
Yeah, how about 175?
Yeah.
Then they'll go on. Listen, man.
Well, ding dong. Yeah,
And
yeah.
United,
No,
let me
United
tell you.
can't afford it.
No, let me tell you
Yeah,
this: if
that's
United
true.
had a hard time, negotiating for Sancho, good luck negotiating with Levy. He's probably the
Yeah.
hardest man I've ever seen negotiate with.
My
But
biggest fear is
Yeah.
Chelsea.
no, he's not going to go to Chelsea. If he goes to Chelsea,
I
biggest-
don't think Harry
he might not
Kane will
go.
do that to us.
But
I don't think
my
he would
biggest
do
fear might
that
be
to
Chelsea.
us.
You see, Levy might say that. Okay, you want to leave? Chelsea is giving 200. Go there.
no. Levy hates Abramovich and he hates Chelsea. I do
They-
not see him
they
selling to
both,
Chelsea.
Both clubs refuse to do business with each other.
Yeah.
There
Le-
have been times over the last few years where one of the
But,
clubs,
guys,
it's
guys,
usually
don't forget,
us
anything
reaching
can
out to
happen when
them.
you're talking about hundreds of millions of pounds.
Yeah, but after the I think what was it, the Modric situation where Levy refused
Yeah.
to sell Modric, and also
Madrid.
the Willian situation,
Yeah.
Chelsea and Tottenham hasn't done business. I can't remember the last time we've ever done business with Chelsea. We never do.
It's been
Okay,
like
guys,
decades.
think about this. Maybe this could be another smokescreen by Levy coming out with all these statements. Then after that, he says that Kane wanted to leave, and now I've retained him, so he can play the narrative as the hero that retained Kane. But actually, Kane wasn't thinking of leaving or anything. That's on the
I
other
don't
flip
think
side
so.
of it.
No. Kane
I don't think
definitely
so
wants to
because
leave.
if the press interviewed Kane and asked him about it, he wouldn't lie. He would say that he didn't have that conversation. So Levy would get outed. There's one thing I do want to add though. The whole if Kane goes, Son goes thing, I disagree with that. Just plain and simple. If Kane goes,
I
it
wouldn't be
gives
so
Son
sure,
even
Kane.
more. It gives him more leverage for his contract to get more a
I
higher
understand.
wage.
Yeah, but
out
it's
of
not about money
Tottenham
for him
if
either.
he years.
You understand?
He's representing his
I
country.
don't know
lad.
if you've watched like the video on my main page. Like
Kane-
when
But
we
Kane-
first go.
honestly,
Son
in
has to
some
fight for the
ways, Son
pride.
is more valuable to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club than
100%.
Kane is.
That's why.
Because of
That's
the
why
money
Kane
Yeah,
is.
value-wise,
he brings
money-wise,
in.
yeah.
They
He is
would
more
money wise,
do
100%. I don't
anything.
doubt. But look, I just
think-
kind of looked through the Korean news, and this is from 17 minutes ago, saying that news reports now is that Manchester City is leading the way in the hunt
What's
for
up?
Harry Kane.
Oh, Hurricane.
Now this
Yeah,
is
good,
from
good work, Delhi.
this is from Star News,
Will,
which is
Will,
You know,
kind of a
it's
bit
a
of
sad
a.
time, lads. It's a sad
just-
time.
I just
But when
like
I come-
they
when
want
I
to
came
give
to the
Jesus
stream-
for Kane plus cash.
Yeah, when I
They
came
wanna
to the
give who?
stream today, remember
They
the
want to
first thing I
give
said?
Gabriel Jesus plus cash for Harry Kane.
Yeah, they
Fuck
can go-
that. Give me John Stones. Give me John
John-
Stones plus
John
cash.
Stones.
We need a center
Yes.
back.
no, John
But
Stones.
Gabriel Jesus, please. Come on.
It says that Hitchin is pushing Daniel Levy to take Jesus plus cash.
Hitchin can go
For
fuck
Kane?
right off. Hitchin can go fuck right off. You know,
Remember when I
any
came-
any player. No. And listen. I don't want any player plus cash. It's got to
Yeah.
be flat out 150 million or 200 million.
But the
That's
Hey,
it.
now,
but
look,
the
if
issue
it's a
with
Man City player of
Leave-
quality
leave-
plus cash, I'll take that because
No.
I'd rather get a player from a club that I know is good and I know the player is good
Yeah.
than whoever fucking Steve Hitchin and Daniel Levy will go out and
true.
buy with the
True, true.
cash in hand.
exactly
I'd
like
rather
let's-
get a player of quality.
Because I can tell
Imagine-
you, Levy can
imagine
get
if
200
we-
and he'll spend 20.
imagine if we buy like with the Harry Kane cash we buy like 50 players and they're all shit. Like
Yeah,
I
we
don't
already
trust them
did
with
their
that.
cash.
We
We
already
did that
did
with
that.
Bale.
We
I
did
don't
Exactly,
want to
so-
do that again. I'd
So-
Let me
rather
tell you
us
this.
get a player plus cash so they can't blow another 150 million
Exactly.
on
There
shit
you go.
players.
There you go.
Let me tell you something, lads.
Why
Let
would
me
you
tell
want
you
to put that
something.
money in their hands? Or so he can just spend it all on the loan that he owes to the Bank of England.
Let me
No,
tell you
He
this,
most likely
lads.
will. That's why.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
he
this,
will.
lads. It's
Or
a sad
buy-
time.
or buy
It's a
more
sad
seats.
time.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah,
sad time.
it is.
It's a sad time where we're in the need of a rebuild, and the main headlines is selling Harry Kane, and not
Can I-
selling Dele Alli, not selling Ben Davies, not selling Sissoko, not selling the players that actually need to be gone. We're talking
I
about
swear-
selling Harry Kane. This is how
I swear,
pathetic
man,
this club is.
If Dane Scarlett isn't
100%
the
Lila
next
Kane.
Harry Kane, then we won't be in the Champions League for another decade at this rate. Like unless
No,
unless
it
one
might
of
get
these young
relegated.
players is a revelation, another generational talent, I can't see it happening.
Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this conspiracy out there. What if? And this is a big what if. But what if Harry Kane is on our side as fans? He wants Levy out. And after the news about the Tottenham Trust and he saw that the protests weren't very effective, he throws this bombshell out
Can I
there
answer
to
that?
motivate the rest of the fan base.
Well, if that was the case, why wouldn't he just go talk to Joe Lewis? He's the club's
can't.
most valuable asset. Just say like, Levy, hey, I want to
The-
talk to
The
Lewis.
hierarchy.
Get me Lewis on the phone.
To tell the truth, maybe Kane has met Joe Lewis
Probably
once or
never
twice.
met him.
Yeah, it's a hierarchical thing. Joe Lewis stands from so far back, can't reach him. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Okay, have a think about it. How long has Joe? Have you seen Joe Lewis in any matches in the past 2-3 years?
Yeah, O'Brien and Cash.
Probably doesn't even know.
Right?
That's
We haven't seen Joe
about
Lewis
right.
turn up. Right?
O'Brien and
The only
Cash,
picture that we
probably.
see him with Levy is
My
that old
shop
picture
stuff,
from one of
probably.
the matches about 5 years ago.
I'd rather have Greenwood in cash than Martial in cash.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
he's not gonna give away Greenwood because Greenwood is talented than these guys.
I don't think
United is going to do a
Wait,
deal.
let's hear from our Man United friend here. What are your thoughts, Herbert?
But
Yeah, I think about Kane to United, I'll just directly like shun away because I don't think. I mean, whenever I see United being linked to a player and there are like 2 or 3 people involved, I just don't have any trust. So you can just put away United because first of all, we have given Cavani a new deal, and not even given a Cavani deal, we have begged him to stay, and he's gonna be on stupid money. So that's one thing out of the way, and also we don't have the money anyway. I mean, we have the money; we can easily spend 200 million every summer, but we have incompetent idiots running this football club. So obviously, and I agree with everyone. I don't think Chelsea can be the destination because I think he must have had some kind of gentleman's agreement when he signed the 3-year deal that you can't go to Chelsea. So and I mean he doesn't want to really tarnish his legacy by going to a London rival. So that's out of the question. The only option is City. But again, when I'm looking at City, like they don't really spend like 100 million plus. But can they, if they win the Champions League? I mean, they would definitely want a striker. They don't have a striker right now. So it's easy for them to, I mean, they can spend. I mean, not that they have a strict budget or like something like that. The highest paid player is on 200 grand. So maybe they can spend it. But otherwise, I don't see Harry Kane leaving this summer. I mean, who has got 150 million? And 150 is like the bidding price. So he can easily go up to 175. It would have gone to 175 by today only. I mean, the amount of people who have been talking about him. So, I mean, I don't know who in world football has that kind of money right now. And just one more thing that, I mean, player plus cash deal does not make sense for Tottenham because if you get 175, you can easily buy Jack Grealish and Danny Ings, someone like that, and, replace him. So
No,
that
we
would
will
be a
buy
better deal for Tottenham.
Colin. We'll buy Colin Wilson.
Yeah, Colin Wilson or Wood.
maybe
Daniel Levy will end up pulling out.
Chris
But
Wood, 28 years
No,
old,
look,
same height,
look.
same weight.
Am I
to
against-
answer, Will. Yeah,
am I
yeah,
against Harry Kane leaving? Am I against Harry Kane leaving? No, right? If I was in charge, if I had Steve Hitchens' job, I think that I could get a thing that like the fans would be happy for, right? You bring in Paulo Dybala, you bring in Jack Grealish, and you bring in somebody else. And if you can really bring up the overall, like let's go FIFA 2021, right? If you could bring up the overall OVR of the team off that one sale,
But
it
Will,
wouldn't be a bad deal. Problem is, I'm not in charge.
who will
Yeah,
score and
because-
give assist?
Steve Hitchens in charge.
Exactly.
Who will score? That's what I'm saying. You got to replace the goal numbers.
Exactly, and who will give
in
the
those 3
assist?
players that you buy, you've got to get the same amount of goals. So Paulo Dybala, this season he hasn't really played much because he's been being pushed out. But the season before that, he was Player of the Year in Serie A,
Yeah, but Syria is not the
12
same thing as
goals.
Syria is not the same thing as the Prem. Look at Lo
No,
Celso.
100%. But what I'm saying is you got Jack Grealish who could bring in 10 goals a season. Right? All you need to do is bring in a total of 20 goals a season. Because right now, Harry Kane and Son are the only ones scoring. If we could have 4 or 5 players on the team scoring 10 goals a season, it's better than having 2 players scoring 32.
If you
See
bring
what I'm
back
saying?
Bale for another season and actually play him, he'll probably score at
But
least
let-
15 goals. You think?
But let's have
But
reality
the thing,
check.
but the thing is, and the reality check is, I think also Osama is going to say is that this is Enoch and this is Steve Hitchens. So
100%. No, I agree.
when they got that 100, like the thing is, I'm not 100% opposed of selling Kane. Like personally, I rather not. I love the guy. I rather keep him. I rather win an FA Cup and see Kane lift that than win like a Premier League with a complete new squad. I'm telling you, like I just love Harry Kane that much. He is him and Son are one of my favorite players. Him winning a trophy at Spurs would mean so much to me. So fucking much. And I think it would mean a lot to all of
Same
us.
here too.
And the fact that he has not, won a trophy here, it's absolutely fucking criminal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if it's better for the club, I'm not opposed with selling Harry Kane. But my issue is, and my fear is Steve Hitchens and Daniel Levy, because they've shown many times they don't know what to do with a lot of money. They don't know.
Which is why I said I actually prefer the idea of a player plus cash deal, so they have less money to spend themselves. If the player we're getting in exchange is quality, is a world-class talent,
But Kieran, most probably we'll get a player plus shitty cash plus a shitty player deal.
I mean that's the unfortunate truth. Yeah.
They're not going to sell a player that they want to keep.
Let's talk about Dybala, because I don't agree with this. So Dybala is more of a 10 though. No, Dybala is more of a false 9.
Forward.
He's a false 9. He's like that second forward, right? He's not really. So what I'm thinking is if you switch to more of a Liverpool type style of play, where you've got Dybala to feed Son and Bale, or Son and a right winger,
that would be
right, dangerous. Or Son on the right and Grealish on the left. That's going to be a lot more dangerous. And you have Grealish playing as a number 10. You know what I'm saying? As a in a 4-3-3 as an actual CM. So you got Ndombele. Could you imagine Ndombele, Grealish, Højbjerg, Son, Dybala, Bale? I wouldn't be upset with that.
And Mason playing his best friends.
But we don't even have a manager now.
Exactly.
Right? So if Kane goes, we might have the funds to buy some nice players or big players or quality players. But if we don't bring in the right manager to manage those players, we're back in square one again. That's the sad part. And like what you were saying, Will,
the thing is, I don't know.
What we were saying, is this a move by Kane pushing Levy's buttons because of the protest and the non-progression of the club and all that? Maybe this is part of Kane's plan too, right? To see that the fans are pushing back, and maybe he's on our side, but he can't come out and say that I support you fans because Levy is an you know what, but I will do it in this way and say that I'm going to talk to Levy and see what he's going to provide me. If I don't like the answer, I will go to Sky Sports or go to the whatever and say that maybe I want to leave. Maybe I want to leave. Right?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, it's better off. That's what they've been saying. Everybody is better off for him to leave, because we have the ambition of the club is lower than the class.
Ambition of a cucumber.
Is a superstar. It's not just a star. It's a super star. You're trying to make a superstar to stay in a lower ambition that all we need is just get to Europa League. Just eat the number 6. Just get to the 6th position. Not even the 4th now. Just get to the 6th position. That's where we are now. And the kind of players we were, and we've said it, Marcelo have said it, I have said it, Will have said it, is that the ambition of the club is lower. Some fans are on one side and some fans are on one side. The fans are just sentiment, celebrating players' sentiment. Players are there to get salaries and get paid and walk away. We, as Spain, we have to fight for somebody that wants to fight for us. We brought a coach that wants to fight, saying, hey, we played West Ham 15 minutes. It was 3-0. I've never seen that fastest goal ever. It was considered as the fastest goal ever in soccer. And 15 minutes to the end of the game, it was 3-3. So that shows a whole lot why Jose have to shut the bus, have to pack the bus. Like, we have to pack the bus from now on. These players cannot play. And if you look at it very well,
awesome. Whatever happens has happened, right?
Yeah.
There's no need to keep talking about Mourinho. He's gone now.
No.
The past is past. But now
the past is the past. We're in a situation.
No. What I'm saying right now is the level of the players are so low. The players the deadwoods needs to get out, and they have to bring new legs. I mean, even if you bring new legs, it's not going to be like spontaneous. The only way it could be like spontaneous is it has to be like a Chelsea owner, somebody like a Leicester owner, somebody that wants to plan a goal and have an ambition, and let's go. We got to win this. We want to win Premier League. We just don't want to be here. We have a target, but there's no target.
Our target has always been top 4. Not winning the Premier League.
Not even top 4. It's like top 6.
Now we're dropped back down to top 6.
And that's what he's saying. That's why Osmo, agrees that if the best thing is for Kane to go, because one transfer window of funds from Kane will not fix the problem, Two
Yeah.
transfer windows won't fix the problem. The
Mhm.
only thing that could fix the cultural issue at Spurs, which is really the issue, what we keep talking about, is
Yes.
at
Yeah.
minimum, Daniel Levy, if not new ownership completely, Daniel Levy out of his current role at the club and out
Look,
of the
man, I'm
day-to-day
telling you right
affairs of
now.
the club. And
And-
we need at least 3 transfer windows, 2
Windows.
summers,
There you
1
go.
winter, to get all the deadwood players out and
Okay.
get the new players in. That's
No,
what
no.
it would take. And
I don't-
also a good manager appointment. So
I don't know what
and
show.
we're not going to get any of that anytime soon, so it's best for Kane to leave.
Yeah, I don't know what show I was watching Marcelo on, and I think Marcelo said, I said, if they wanted to sell the club now, how much would they sell the club for? I think you said 2 billion or something.
No, it'll be a couple billion.
You say a couple of billion.
So
But
whoever
guess-
buys us is gonna have
But
to
it's
be a
not worth
very
a couple
rich,
of billion.
very rich owner.
But guess what? During this pandemic, it was stated that Bezos made 30 billion. 30 billion. Personally, just during the pandemic, just 4 months during the pandemic, he made 30 billion. That man can buy that club over and over and over, 4 times over and over and over. But
Yeah, I'll
I
go
do
call
want
him.
another billionaire coming in.
I'll go call him. I used to work for Amazon. I'll go ring him up.
Yeah.
I'll say, yo,
And the thing
Bezos,
is-
get
But
your
guys,
ass over
guy-
here.
and the guy that has Spotify, his bid got rejected by Arsenal. He can come and bid for us.
Well, he's a
the
fraud.
Spotify owner, I can
He
tell
never
you,
had he never had the money to buy Arsenal in the first place.
No,
That
no,
was
the
all.
Spotify owner has ulterior motive. Imagine
Yeah.
you buy Arsenal.
That was
How
just for
many
clout.
Arsenal fans going to jump on Spotify?
Yeah,
Think
that's
about
just
it.
for clout.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
just
that's why
to raise his
everybody who
brand.
comes in, which is in that level, right, has an ulterior motive, right?
Yeah.
Find me a billionaire who's going to buy your club for 2 billion and give it back to you. No one's going to do that. No one. Right? So,
Yeah, but I would
maybe
say
Bill
this
Gates.
flamethrower. I'll say this
Bill Gates is
flamethrower.
having a lot of problems with his wife now, so let him settle his divorce. Divorce matters first. Maybe we can go for Melinda, though.
Well, apparently the reason why Bill Gates divorced was to hide his money because there's a big depression coming in America within the next 6 months.
Yeah,
Inflation's going to skyrocket, and he's trying to give all of his money to his wife, so that
divide his funds out. Then he
stock
doesn't
market
pay,
won't
yeah.
tank him.
But the thing is, lads, like, if Kane goes and then Sonny goes, like, and we don't rebuild, we could be looking at
relegation.
We could be looking at
Maybe
relegation.
dark
lads.
ages. Winter
Yeah.
is coming. The White Walkers are coming.
Like it's getting to a point now where, and I always go back to it. Us as a fan base, if we don't react to this,
Yeah.
we're gonna be in big trouble. So
Mhm.
I think like you said, Will, in the last rants, let's start calling out some of these people that keep sitting on the fence. Let's call out some of these people that defend Enoch. And when I say call out, I'm not saying personally attack them. I'm not saying like you
Yeah, you're
go
just like
watch.
hold their
Yeah,
feet to
go
the
out to have a
fire,
debate.
right?
Go watch me and Alex debate, right? I don't go out there and make fun of Alex or try
I
to
saw
like
that,
belittle
I saw that
him
debate,
or
yeah.
or try like we have a heated debate. But our debate, like what I try to do is, because in my opinion, sometimes Alex just kind of listens to the social media and he listens to a lot of these journalists who say Ben Davies is a good squad player, but they don't actually back it up with any facts because that's what the club wants to tell you, right?
Mhm.
And so I try to tackle that opinion. And it's like, well, hold on a second. You say he's a good squad player, but what evidence do you have to tell me that he is actually a good squad player? Like, what evidence do you have to tell me that Dyer should be in this club? What evidence do you tell me that Enoch has been successful in this club? Like, this is when we need to start calling out some of these people that keep, spitting out these bullshit narrative that the club has given to the media and has kind of brainwashed a lot of our fan base. This club has brainwashed a lot of our fan base.
Yeah, that I'm just gonna
remember
talk.
what Johnny
Based
said
on what
last
you just
night.
said just
We all
now,
got Stockholm syndrome, which I've been saying all the time.
based on what you just said just now,
Yeah.
if I want to talk hypothetically, let's just talk hypothetically. If Tottenham decided to go to move from a football company to an entertainment company, like bring people in, entertain, make billions, and move on. What is the progression of the fans to stop that? Because if they want to do that, this is an opportunity to do that now, because they can become an entertainment company and bring wrestling stage, bring football stage.
Now
bring
what we should do is we should
don't
call
even
out all
do
those
football
fans
anymore.
going on Wednesday and hold out that banner. Levy out, Enoch out, we want reform. That's what we should do, right? Pay the £60. I mean, for all the UK fans in there, pay the £60, go in there and show your, unhappiness about the situation.
Your cojones. That's what you want to say. Show your cojones. No, this club lacks cojones.
Show it in the stadium, show it out the stadium, because if you show it in the stadium, right, you get international coverage.
Yeah, lads, we need to start making some big impacts. You know, we need to start making big choices. Like, for example,
agree with everything you just said.
After this season,
we gotta talk one at a time. Nobody can hear.
I said I agree to what they're saying. I agree.
After this season, I'm refusing to buy anything from a Spurs shop. Anything that's related to Daniel Levy and Enoch, I refuse to buy any of it. And to the fans that are going there, don't buy the beer, don't buy the merchandise, don't buy anything. Go in there, right? Don't even buy the food. Go to the pub, right? Yeah, pack your own food. Sneak it in. Go to your go in that stadium. Say Enoch out, and if you know what, they don't hear you, right? Keep going. Say Enoch out, and then leave at fucking halftime. Just leave.
Hey,
I understand. We need to support the players, right? Because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not some of these players' fault. It's not Højbjerg's fault. It's not Kane's fault. It's not Son's fault. But you're not supporting them by staying and supporting this club. We need to start making some big messages.
Marcelo, 100% agree with you. But my issue, like, we can't even do a proper protest and everything you're asking. Like, it's almost impossible.
Yeah,
I understand that part.
Another topic.
This week alone, I've had people call me and try to convince me that, we should just let Enoch stay, Enoch in. We don't know who the next buyer might be bad. Let's just leave them alone. Just leave it as it is. And I saw that on Collins.
Look, what is it like?
That is Stockholm syndrome.
My husband beats me too, and so my next husband could be even worse. So I'm not going to leave him. I mean, that's
So
it's a joke.
Listen,
if fans are convincing other fans,
I don't understand why there isn't more coming from I'm not trying to be accusatory towards them, but for the fans who live in England, who go to these games, like, why isn't there more energy from them? I don't understand
I accuse them. Karen, I called them out. Because they complain every day. I have to hear their shit every day, but then they defend Ben Davies and they don't go to protest.
Well, it's not even just about that. I mean, it's the Enoch stuff and just like they need to, when we have the fans back in the stadium, they really have to go hard. Because listen, little personal story here. So my local club, DC United of MLS. I've been going to the games for years. I've supported them for years. Yeah, so that's exactly just like Spurs. DC United's owners took us out of like a 60, 70-year-old stadium that was falling apart. I loved the place. It was beautiful. Just like White Hart Lane, it was beautiful. It was, the pitch was shit. Everything was shit, but I loved it. They built this brand new stadium on the Riverside in DC. It's beautiful little soccer stadium. I mean, it's only like 25,000 people because, this is America, but it's a really nice stadium. It's really awesome. I like going there. It's fun. But, so we had the same coach, the same head coach, the same manager for 10 years, and we're consistently terrible, finishing near the bottom of the league. We'd sometimes make the playoffs because we have a playoff system, and then we get knocked out. The same thing over and over. We played horrible, low block and counter football that was fucking terrible to watch, and everybody hated it. And we wanted this coach gone for years. And at first, like the Enoch out, we were a minority. But the Ben Olsen out crowd grew louder and louder year after year until last season, without any attendance in the games, the social media presence of the hashtag Olsen out people was so persistent that DC United, after 10 years, finally fired that manager. And they brought in a new, progressive Argentinian coach who plays exciting football. He reminds me a lot of Mauricio Pochettino. And we got some interesting young players coming up, and we got some new players in. The culture is changing, and it's because the fans forced it. I was 100 feet from Ben Olsen, yelling and screaming at him when after we went down to 9 men after 2 red cards to the worst team in the league, and the game finished 0-0. We couldn't score. We couldn't score after they had gone down to 9 men, 0-0. And we screamed at him. We were yelling at him, all the hardcore fans, right at the coach's face. That's the kind of cojones that Marcelo was talking about. When you love your club, when you care about the club,
Columbus
you'll go
Crew
that
pictures.
hard.
I showed the Columbus Crew pictures the other day, just for them to save their stadium. But I mean, this is what this is the problem. Is this why we're being deceived? Because like my echo chamber on Twitter is 87.3% Enoch out. 9.3 of them are what they call Enoch reform. So they're not necessarily Enoch out, but they want Levy out of managerial control of the club. And only 3.4% are Enoch in. You know, and
maybe it's not wide enough.
Yeah, but lad, you got to understand, you know, you can want Enoch out, but do you want to do the work? Do you want to actually like have the balls to, you know, actually do the work?
We did the work.
We do.
My local club, we did the work. We made it happen. Our ownership doesn't give a shit about us. Our entire
organization,
we're a real estate development scheme, just like Tottenham is an entertainment business. DC United is a real estate development scheme. They don't care about us, but we made it happen.
Lad, if this was a South American club, let me tell you right now, Levy is lucky this is not a South American club. You know what the South American fans, and I don't condone violence. I don't condone violence, but Levy might be dead. Like honestly, if he did that and the stuff that he did to like my local club, the fans would literally riot down and rip him off the chair and rip him down. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
We threw out a new question for you that this is going to get some good topics, right? Could selling Kane actually help us bring in a better manager?
Nope.
No.
Let me throw the reason why out there.
Spurs?
Let me throw the reason why out there. We sell Kane, say we get 150 mil for him, 125 even, right? We sell 60, 70 million worth of deadwood. Right now you've got almost 200 million pounds for a new manager to come in and rebuild this team in his image.
Yeah, but Will, that's the problem. You said the money will be ready for the new manager. The money is not gonna go to the new manager. The money is gonna go into Levy's pocket and in it. That's the point. It's never gonna get to the player, to the manager. Never ever.
This is a hypothetical. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
If all things being equal, and we should just imagine that
if you're Daniel Levy, wait, hold on, think about it. If you're Daniel Levy, you don't have to fork out a dime to pull your ass out of the fire.
He wants to make more money. That's the thing. We are talking like we are Leicester.
Right now he's in heat, right?
You are thinking that we are Leicester. We are not Leicester. We are Tottenham. We make money.
I know that, but right now he's under heat. He's under pressure.
Oh God, please.
Under pressure, bro.
No, he's not under pressure.
Is he under pressure? Is he really under pressure? Did you see a protest?
There were rumors that Joe Lewis wanted to sell Tottenham last year, and Levy convinced him not to.
Hold on a second. Let me hold on a second. Pause.
There were rumors that after the start of the pandemic, Lewis wanted to sell, and Levy convinced him not to.
Pause.
Now, does that look like a good idea to Lewis? I'm just saying.
Pause.
His business is all in the media.
Pause. You're being delusional there, Karen. Lewis is not going to sell the club. Lewis is not going to sell the club. 2, these guys are not under pressure.
Why? It's at his peak value. He bought us for 200 million. We're worth 2 billion now.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. He is not going to finish. He's not going to sell the club.
84 years old.
He's not going to sell the club. And two,
it's if somebody would buy us. It's not if we would sell. It's if we would get an offer.
he's
And
not going to
mean,
sell
he
the
gets a
club.
proper
It's
offer,
too
then
much.
he can
It's
sell,
too
yeah.
much money for him. And two, right? Two. Fucking already lost my train of thought. Oh, they're not under pressure. Well, get your head out of this idea that Levy's under pressure.
Yeah, no,
He's been no. He's been fucking up for
not
20
from
years.
the fans, no.
He's been fucking up for 20 years, and we've allowed him to do it. All right. Did you see that protest? You think Levy looking at that protest feels like he's under pressure? He's probably fucking laughing his ass off, going back to his yacht.
He might be
You know
a
what I
little
mean?
under pressure from the Super League thing, at least with the
He's
press
not-
and the
he's not under
government.
pressure, lad. He's not
All
under.
of the chairmen are a little under pressured with the
He's
fan-led
maybe under
review
pressure.
of football in the UK.
He's
No,
under
Government's
pressure with the
review of
Premier League
No,
right
no, no,
now.
no. Some
He's
of
under
them.
pressure with the Premier
Some
League.
of them.
But as far as the club, right? Daniel Levy could go into the middle of that pitch and take a shit on the crest and wipe his ass with a Tottenham jersey, and people will still somehow find a way to back him.
Yeah,
I would. This is our fan
Yeah.
base. This is what we tolerate now.
because they.
I mean, we have
because-
What
Peter
he's been
Moore
doing
on
for
here
us for
yesterday.
20
Because-
years.
We
because
had Peter Moore on
This
here
is fucking
yesterday,
awful.
Yeah, Peter Moore.
and Peter said he would go Enoch out if Levy went another summer pulling his shenanigans.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that are on, like, I know my
step.
stepdad, who's kind of a casual fan recently, he's kind of in that spot, same spot too. I think it's that generation, that 650 to 60-year-old generation who went through the 90s. You know what I mean?
they're
And they
also
see Enoch as
spooked
kind of
because
like
of
a
COVID.
savior from that period. I think there's a lot of people in that age group that are just not ready to
Stockholm syndrome, Will.
go hardcore out on Daniel Levy yet.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a small question.
Sure.
Imagine if Joel Lewis passes away, then he transfers all the ownership to Daniel Levy. How would you
I'll kill
guys
myself.
Yeah, he's got a son, I
We
think,
asked
though.
that
I
question
saw
before.
somewhere that Joe Lewis has
In
a son.
Minecraft.
Daughter.
He has
His
a
daughter
son,
is
too,
in-
though. There's like a Charlie Lewis or something. Maybe it's his nephew.
I think his daughter is in the board.
Oh, God.
Yeah. His daughter is on the board.
Yeah, but the thing is, we are just fantasizing
Maybe.
here about things that can never happen in the first place. So
Well, again, I don't think it's that Lewis wouldn't sell. It's that no one will buy. That's the
The
problem.
price, yeah.
yeah,
it's
because
too high. No one's going to spend that right now.
yeah,
We're on the,
I mean, right
like,
now,
like Will
yeah.
said, we're on the verge of another economic recession. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
and another
who's
thing
going to
is it's
spend that
too
money
much-
on a
it's too
football
much-
club?
It's too much. It's too much. Even me, even if I can afford it, I won't buy because it's too much of deadwood. It's too
You know,
much
his
deadwood.
boat costs 112 million
If I
pounds.
had the money, I wouldn't buy
No,
Tottenham.
it's too much
if I had the
deadwood
money,
because by
I
the
would
time you
pay-
get rid of
I would
all
pay
the
the price
deadwood,
to buy that.
bro,
One at a time. We got to talk one at a time. We can't hear you. It just sounds like.
So John Fitzpatrick, can I just answer two questions from John Fitzpatrick? He asked me, would I still support Spurs if they got relegated? 110% yes. I'm Spurs till I die. He also asked me, who do I think is the worst player in our squad? That's a
Dyer.
tough one.
Dyer.
Honestly, that's a tough one.
Dyer, not even a question. Dyer.
I think it's a collective of players that are
You
bad.
know, I gotta say, yeah, it's gotta be Dyer. It's gotta be
Or
Dyer.
Sissoko. Even Sissoko.
No, but Sissoko at least got some goals. You know, he's pretty fit. You know, he's a unit.
Okichi.
He's got some he's got Doherty. Yeah, it's gotta be
Dyer.
Doherty. He is useless. He
No,
is
but
useless. Couldn't
Doherty
cross the
hasn't
road.
played.
Couldn't pass a math test, let alone a ball. You know, like he is shit. Like he couldn't do nothing. Has
Even
a piece
Joe
of a
Hart.
turtle.
You can say Joe Hart too.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's a loaded question you asked me right there, John Fitzpatrick. But I'm gonna go with Dyer just because I hate him and I hate his comments. He just pisses me right off. You know, he moves like a statue. He's dumber than a brick. You know, he's personalities as flat. You know, I'd rather watch flies fuck than hear him talk. You know, he is just a boring player. Couldn't pass a ball if his life depended on it. Couldn't cross the road. Long ball shit. Everything about his game is shit. I mean, luckily, he's a fat lump of turd.
Do you know?
He can get the ball, and he couldn't even beat a midget if he tried. You know,
You guys know? You guys know how Joe Louis made his first?
Oh God!
How he made $1 billion in one day? Do you know how Joe Louis became a billionaire overnight? You know, he sold the business for 30 million pounds, and then overnight in 1992. And sorry, Asimov, if I'm tipping into your guys' show tomorrow. Or if not, I'm giving you new information for your show tomorrow. He teamed up with George Soros, and they currency bet on the pound's collapse in 1992. And he made $1 billion overnight. So he basically bet against the collapse of the British pound.
The market. Yeah.
And that's how he made his first billion.
Yeah, that's what they do, the rich people.
By robbing the British people.
No, they make money.
So Tottenham.
They make money out of.
It is pretty Tottenham.
Right. Hey guys, I got to make a move because I got some other appointments. I didn't know Will was having the show. When I woke up and I saw it, I jumped on straight away. Keep the fight up, all right? Come on, you Spurs. And the Kane part is, it's sad, but let's hope we get a positive result out of it. Guys, keep it up. I'll see you next time, Will. I'll be on Cody's show later. I need to go do some things. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it says he bet on the pound crashing out of the European exchange rate mechanism, and as it did, he became a billionaire overnight.
Wow.
And he did the same thing against the Mexican peso, and that's how he got his second billion. And his boat is worth more than a transfer window.
Just
112 million pounds.
Sums up. You know what's crazy?
230
Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Daniel Levy fired or asked for furlough during the pandemic, and then gave himself a raise, a £4 million raise.
Dude, we're the Mafia Club. I swear, we're the fucking Mafia Club.
We're absolutely a joke. We're absolutely a joke.
Our owners are just fucking
bro, I'm telling you right now,
crooks,
Joe Louis, my Korean
buddy.
friends, and if you're a North Korean friend, this may make you mad, but most of my South Korean friends will laugh at this. Joe Louis now looks like Kim Jong-il did before he died. Like, especially in like I'll show you, like with his picture where his brown trench coat. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, he looks like shit. Good.
He looks like Kim Jong-il.
Oh God.
Two fucking bald twats. Two dickheads. Two absolute dickheads. Look at
They
there.
don't even. I don't know, man. They look like too silly to be real. Like they're like villains from a
They're
cartoon
alien.
or a
Levy is
comic
an
book
alien.
or something.
Levy is not human.
They're like
he's
a couple
the
of
devil.
comic book bad guys, like some Batman villains.
Daniel Levy is the devil.
Look,
Have
brought
you
the whole
ever
squad.
seen his face? He has no expression.
That's why I had no
whatsoever.
friends. That's why I had no friends at school.
My Korean friends are going nuts.
Daniel
in the chat.
Levy, when Daniel Levy's son was born, what was his expression? You ever seen his expression? It's always like this. This is the expression, always like this. He's always looking at his phone like this. Sending fucking, text to, I don't know who the fuck. Every time you look in the camera, his face is so emotionless.
He's probably popping pills.
When
a lot
his
of
son-
those rich guys do.
Yeah, when his son tells him he loves him, he just looks at him like this, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like that's how he is, man. He has no
But
emotion.
hey, when the one time he does show emotion is when he's looking at the players. When he looks at his boys, the Levy boys, Winks, Moon Boots,
fucking Harry
Davis,
He is a
those
dickhead.
boys, the Kane.
He
When
is
he
a
looks at
dick.
Kane,
No, you're trying to
you
wind
can
me
see
up
it
now
in the
here, Karen.
documentary.
Nah, you can.
His heart
trying to
grows
wind me
3
up here,
times when
Karen.
he looks at his boys.
Harry fucking Winks. You see his little fucking stupid Tottenham trot. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do something today, guys. I'm gonna, pass fucking sideways and do fuck all this game."
But apparently, he took the whole
Absolute
Spurs
dickhead.
squad in 2013 to his yacht.
Kane.
The whole squad fits on his 223-foot yacht.
Oh wow.
His yacht at the moment is in US, close to the.
Guys, I'm about to check
East
out,
Coast.
guys. Come on, you Spurs.
All right,
Hey,
all. Thanks for
go
jumping on, man.
Big up, Awesome all.
Yeah, man, dude. He's look. I think this is the really frustrating part, right? Because Harry Kane's been a trooper. He's been a real hero of the club. And if we had any other owners, I would wish him, I'd be happy about the cash, send him off on his way and say, big up to you. Good luck in your future deal. And then knowing that money plus the deadwood that we could sell could really, really, really improve the overall quality of the squad, to where instead of having 2 players or 3 players getting all the goals, because without Son, Kane, and Bale, we'd have like 4 goals this season, right? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous how many goals don't come from the rest of the team. But we could really, I mean, just think a 4-3-3 with Grealish, Højbjerg, and Ndombele, with a Skip and Lo Celso as backups, with Son, Dybala, and Bale. Son, Dybala, and somebody else, and you could have, you buy 2 guys, one Grealish, Dybala, and then you could still afford 2 center backs with 200 million pounds. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's wishful thinking.
I would get either
type thinking, but still.
The difference is I would either get Grealish or Dybala, and I would prefer Grealish over Dybala, because Dybala hasn't been the player that, I mean, I know he's been frozen out, but still, he hasn't been that type of player and for quite a bit, and I'm hesitant nowadays bringing
still
any
younger
player.
Than Kane, and I'm thinking of it as more of a Firmino type role where you don't expect no more than 10 goals a season out of him.
Yeah, but the thing is, in my opinion, Will, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of getting hesitant bringing in a player that's already fallen out with a couple of managers, and has been stale. Like I just feel like we took that risk with Bale, and although it has paid out a little bit, we're not gonna, we shouldn't use that Kane money with Dybala. For me, it would have to be, if we're getting creative now, it would have to be on Grealish. It has to be on Grealish.
Yeah, but I think 75 million for Grealish would be a good. I think Aston Villa would take 75 million.
And for me, I think also either an Ollie Watkins or a Lautaro or a.
We need a creative.
Lautaro's too small for the Premier League.
We need a creative dude in the middle.
Or a Depay, or a Depay. Either one of those guys, but he's going to Barcelona, so we missed out the vote on him.
Yeah,
but
I think about Jovic. I like the idea. I like the idea of bringing in a Grealish and a Jovic.
No, he is shit. I'd rather get Raul Jimenez.
What about the guy that plays for Wolfsburg?
I think he didn't work out in Madrid, but I think he's better than people give him credit for. I think a lot of guys don't seem to cut it under Zidane.
We know that, Kevin. We're trying to dream here. We're window shopping, okay?
Yeah.
Let us have our window shopping moment. All right?
Yeah. No,
we're trying. It's like whenever your wife hears that tax return's coming or that next Trump stimulus is coming, and she starts shopping online before the money even comes. Just let us have that money. Let's have that moment, okay, Kevin? Just for a second.
But also, I like Ollie Watkins too, and he'll be a more reasonable price than many other strikers. He has Premier League experience, so
I think Raul
help with
Jimenez
the homegrown world too.
I think Raul Jimenez. Yeah,
but after the head injury, man, do you want to take?
Yeah, we got to see how he's going to come back from that.
Yeah, he might not even be able to play football again.
Might be one of those Ryan Mason type injuries, dude.
Yeah, sure. That's unfortunate. But I would rather get a striker that's Premier League proven. Maybe a Calvert-Lewin or Raul Jimenez. I know Depay played in the Premier League.
I rate Calvert-Lewin.
I would fuck it. Listen, I know Liverpool are trying to sell him. I wouldn't even mind getting Roberto Firmino. I wouldn't even mind getting Roberto Firmino. No. I'm telling you, if we get listen.
Firmino would be all right.
If we get Sonny and we get a right wing that can actually, has a lot of pace and score goals, Firmino can be a perfect false 9 for Sonny and the right winger. But I don't want to get a striker from the Serie A, and I don't want to get a striker from another league.
Like 9 goals.
I don't know about that Reloaded X. That's a bit high for Calvert-Lewin. 90 million.
Oh, 90
million. No way. Maybe 45.
Maybe 45, 50 million.
Yeah.
I mean, and only that high because he's English. I mean,
yeah.
We could sell Kane and get Grealish and Calvert-Lewin, or Grealish and Ollie Watkins, and I think that would be acceptable. I mean, as long as we still go out and get our center backs and a right back. God, we need a right back.
What about Belotti? Belotti.
But no.
I don't like buying players from Serie A.
No Serie A players. Maybe Martinez, but even then, I'm hesitant on Martinez. I mean, Lukaku would be amazing, but unfortunately, he wouldn't come. He wouldn't come.
No,
that's dreamland. I don't know where I don't really rate Mario Kart. It's just.
Cardi's 28. He's same age as Kane too. So.
Yeah, but for me,
and he's not English.
My top 5 choices.
48 million euros is what his value is right now. So for score.
My top choices, if Kane does leave, would be a Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin's not a bad shout. To be honest, I hadn't thought about him, and that's a pretty good shout.
His one-on-one finishing is pretty bad. I don't like his one-on-one finishing.
But he's 24 years old. He can develop, lad.
And it's going to be attacked by committee anyway.
Yeah,
it's
going to has.
The idea is if we bring in Grealish and then we have Son and Bale on the wings, I mean, the goals can come from anywhere. He's just got to be a central focal point, which is what he already is at Everton. Yeah. He's not going to have to do much more than what he does at Everton to be effective in this Spurs squad if we can get goals from the rest of the team. And Son steps up when Kane isn't there most of the time. Not so much this season, but we were shit anyway. So
I would say Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ollie Watkins, Memphis Depay if Barcelona doesn't have the money to get him, which they might not. That's not a done deal yet. I would also look into maybe getting a, who else? I mean, if Raul Jimenez returns and he's, top form, gets back to his form, I would take him in a heartbeat. But,
I wouldn't mind Ivan Toney though. I don't think he's
Ivan Toney is also a good shout, but I think last case resort, in my opinion, I would rather.
I'm worried about him rising that quickly.
Yeah, I would rather get Firmino over.
But like a CL Tony combo, that would be all right. Like 2 of them.
I would rather get Firmino over Ivan Toney. Firmino has more proven.
Firmino scored like 9 Premier League goals last season.
But he does is press. But lad, if you get 2 good wingers with Firmino, he can be a good creative player. And he's guaranteed to get you at least 10 goals a season. So.
He did.
Season.
Liverpool won the league and he scored. I'm pretty sure he finished with 9 goals last season.
Spell Firmino. I can't spell.
Firmino. Roberto Firmino. I mean, listen, he would be the last case resort for me.
He's also 29. I mean, why would you not just get a younger English
£6 million
striker
for 29
with Premier League experience?
Who's
cheaper?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That could be pretty bad.
Marcelo, I know this striker from Salzburg.
He's got 8 goals. That's not bad. For creativity as a 67 for a number 9.
I think Ollie Watkins would be an amazing replacement. I love Ollie Watkins.
I don't think so.
He's very good.
But
I'd rather have Tony than Watkins.
No,
Will, you're talking about Tony moving from Peterborough to Brentford and then to Spurs and to try and compete for top 4?
Name one striker besides Harry Kane who could score 28 goals in the championship.
I don't know, man. It just smells like Dele Alli to me. I just don't want another Dele Alli. I don't want another guy who shoots up, then has a hugely inflated ego, and in 3 years
he's older, man. He's 25. He's the same age as Ollie Watkins.
Adam Armstrong is actually one of I think the top scorers in the championship.
He's also 5'9". He's like 5'9". He's a pretty small dude.
But lad, you don't have to have a tall
Watkins
striker.
Small too.
Yeah, you don't have to have a tall striker. He's
I think
quick.
the idea is I think I don't know. I think if we have so many attacking players on the wings who are playing around and trying to create and score from the wings and from outside the box and stuff like that, I think it's good to have a tall guy in the middle who serves as the focal point. I mean, it all depends on what manager we get in. And this is the problem with looking at players. Look, I mean, I enjoy this anyway because it's fun, but it is the problem with looking at players when we don't have a fucking manager.
31 goals now.
Who knows how we're going to play football? We don't. We could get
31
I'm just
goals.
gonna say this: Adam
Benitez and be
Armstrong.
playing
He
low
has,
block and counter again.
listen,
Who knows?
lads,
31 goals,
listen.
10 assists, bro.
Listen, Adam Armstrong. You know, Ivan Toney's a good shout. Adam Armstrong, 29 goals, 5 assists.
I like him. I like Adam Armstrong. You're right. He is a good player.
He's a baller,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie.
He's a baller, and he's playing for a worse club than Ivan Toney. You know, he's playing for fucking
Blackburn. Yeah,
Blackburn. I mean, you know, Blackburn are shit.
Yeah. They are.
So you know, in my opinion, Adam Armstrong is, you know, one of those championship players that, you know, we could, you know, start bringing in. But in my opinion, if we're gonna sell Kane, we need to replace him.
Comment. The Celtic striker.
In my opinion, if we're gonna get Harry Kane, I would like to replace him with actual Premier League experience and actual Premier League.
We want you to leave too, mate. We want you to leave.
You know,
Winks is in the
he's
chat.
He's going to be a Real watch.
Yeah,
I think he'll go to be a Real or something.
Edouard's really good. Yeah, Edouard's really good.
Edouard. Let me look him up.
Yeah, but it's
heard
the
of him.
Scottish league, man.
Yeah, Scottish league.
Like, there are two
championship.
teams who are
Scottish league.
decent, and the rest of the teams are terrible.
But you have to take a shot. You don't have a choice.
No, Dietrich.
We do have a choice. Buy an English player because we have too many foreign players. We should buy an English player and one with Premier League experience, which is why I say no to Tony. I think it has to be Calvert-Lewin or Watkins.
Calvert-Lewin, Watkins, or
yeah, that's on Edouard.
Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin, Watkins, and if, you know, Raul Jimenez is back on form, I would take him too.
Yeah.
He's okay, but I mean, he's not as well balanced as even like an.
Well,
Ollie
I could
Watkins.
strike. Well, I could score.
And he's French, man. I don't know, but the French guys give me a bad taste in my mouth.
Lad, I could score in that Scottish league.
Not because they're French, but like simply like.
Yeah, dude. Some of the clubs up there, like you're talking about, like clubs like.
They're part-time workers, lad. You know, some of those guys actually go home and bake for their families.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like semi. It's almost. It's kind of like some of these clubs are like League 1 level, League 2 level, you know.
Whoa.
Who's this guy?
He's Son's counterpart on the Korean national team.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good from what I heard.
He choked
Leipzig?
Yeah.
He choked with his Dortmund. The final he choked.
He didn't play that much this season, though.
Yeah, he hasn't played much, but I heard he has some decent.
I mean, like his web here is pretty dang good.
You know,
creativity 60. If you're looking for like a Firmino type number 9 who's young, I mean that creativity 66. That's pretty far up there.
If we do sell Harry Kane, in my opinion, right? Ideally, I would get Rafinha on the right. I would sell Bergwijn, extend Bale's loan, have Rafinha and Bale on the right. I would have Son, Grealish in the middle, right? And I would get an Ollie Watkins or Calvert-Lewin. And then we'll also be selling some other players, right? So we're going to be making some other money. You know, I doubt Lamelo's going to stay in the season, especially with the Roma connection. I think Dyer's also going to go to Roma, you know, especially with Jose there. So we're going to sell some of these other players. So I think, you know, we can get.
I think Lundberg will stay, unfortunately.
No, he isn't going to stay.
He just extended his contract.
No, please, stop.
Agree.
Stop. I have to dream.
I hate it. I don't want him to stay. I have to dream.
I have to dream. I have to dream. I have to dream. I have to dream. I have to dream.
Fabrizio said there's no contact between Dyer and Roma.
There should be. There should be. I mean, for fuck's sakes.
Or literally anywhere.
I don't think
else.
Son will stay. Now, look, I think Son will stay if we could promise him a decent, team. But that's all the problem, dude. This is why it's so frustrating. It's like here we are window shopping, and then it's gonna be a kick in the nuts when Daniel Levy's like, we got to pay bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, if we're being realistic, it's probably going to be like Ben Gibson, the backup from fucking Norwich
Alejandro
City.
says, let's be realistic. We're gonna get Andy Carroll.
And then when he says, we're going to get Holland, he's going to get his father. And then when he says he's going to get Savitar, it's going to be his cousin. So, it's...
I mean, the release cost for Holland is only 75 mil.
We're not getting Holland.
Yeah,
And you
but
can
like
trigger it in 20.
he's asking like 500. He's asking like 600,000 a week.
Yeah, and also why the fuck would he go to Spurs after what happened to Harry Kane?
600,000 a week.
We're not going to pay those wages.
Yeah,
that's why we. That's
I don't
why
think any club is
Tottenham
gonna pay
struggles.
If you get rid of if you send Bale back, right, and then you got Harry Kane's and Bale's wages, that's 400K.
Why would you send Bale back? Who are you going to get better for 12 million pounds?
Dude, I'd send Bale back in a heartbeat for Holland. Are you serious?
Yeah, for Holland I would.
Yeah, but we're only paying like a third of his wages.
Yeah, but we're paying Bale 250 pounds a week, 250,000 pounds a week now.
Yeah, so that and then
Kane's
plus
on
Kane
250.
makes
That's
what?
500K. So if you could pay Holland those two wages, boom, there's the balance sheet.
Why would he come here?
He wouldn't come here.
Why, he won't come here. He's better off at Dortmund. He's already in the Champions League. He's not going to come to a club that's not in the Champions League. It's not going to happen.
I would rather sell Bergwijn and keep Bale though, and get Rafinha. Like honestly, I'm so done. I'm so done.
Rafinha from Leeds.
He's very hesitant to sell him because Bielsa will want to keep him.
Who do you think is better?
Do you think Phillips could be the next Grealish?
Too
early to tell.
No, Phillips.
Calvin Phillips. Yeah,
Leeds.
Too early to tell.
Yeah, no, he's a DM. He's not like Grealish type player, but he's a good DM. I rate him. I think who's a championship midfielder. That for me, I already see him. He's gonna be a great talent. I'm already telling you. It's Michael Olise. I think that's how you say his name.
It's
Olise, yeah, from Reading. Absolute amazing talent, Will. Absolutely amazing talent.
His release clause is 8 million.
It's 8 million. We would be absolute fools not to give, not to have him be a starting 11, but not to get him to build him for the future. He's absolutely the future.
Reading's just down the road from Tottenham. It wouldn't be a big move.
Like if we don't get him, I mean honestly,
just outside the city,
I've been saying it. 8 million. He's the future. He's the future of midfield. He's also homegrown because he comes from the Reading Academy and he was born in England. So he is playing for the French national team, but he is homegrown. So he would be an absolute talent. Absolute talent.
Harry Wilson. Even Harry Wilson is having a great season. This guy's amazing.
And we got Ollie Skip coming up. Don't forget that. I think he's going to be incredible. I mean, he was instrumental in Norwich getting promotion this year.
Mateus Pereira is a baller, man. I like that
Norwich
guy.
is coming to us, and they're trying to do anything they can to keep him for next season. That's how good Ollie Skip is.
If we get Bissouma, would you send back Ollie Skip?
No.
Keep Ollie, man.
Especially if we can offload.
I want to move a lot of the deadwood out.
Yeah.
If you can move out 4 or 5 of the deadwood out, that means you can bring back 4 or 5 of the players that are all out on loan to fill squad as reserve players, and then just completely put that money into the transfer window. You know what I mean? Like, because then you don't need to buy as many as you sold.
Yeah. Tell Davies, get Sessegnon to be the backup.
Bring in people use to put him on the bench.
Sell Harry Wanks, get Skip to be in that position. Sell Musa Sissoko, get Bissouma, sell fucking Lamella and, have sell Lamella and Bergwijn, have Bale loan extended, get Rafinha.
If you sell 6 at like an average of 16, 17 million. That's 100 million right there, right?
Yeah, Phil Dyer. Listen, listen.
Then you bring four of the loan, 2 of the loan guys back, and then 2 of the
game
young
cat.
guys.
I'd take a bag of crisps and a pint for wings. So
yeah, where's you at? Harry Wink was in the chat earlier. Harry, will that work? Bag of crisps.
The thing is, right? In my opinion, I know this is gonna sound like people are gonna think, well, Marcelo, that's just not realistic, right? Like you're making it sound like FIFA. But we've gone to a point where we haven't, like, we're 4 years too late of selling some of these shit players. We're 4 years too late. So they kind of like, we honestly, the deadwood is kind of stacking up on deadwood. So it's gonna get to a point where we're just gonna have to do a major overhaul.
And besides,
this board's got to do the work, the hard work.
And besides, I mean, other clubs have done it before. We've done it before, and because of the COVID market, there are teams that are lower in the Spanish league, the French league, the Italian league, who need to pick up like decent enough players, functional players who have good experience on a budget. There are going to be a lot of teams looking for players like the deadwood we have in our squad, and they could be better off in those leagues anyway. They might play better.
You got a team like Norwich.
We can get these guys out. Musa Sissoko probably wants to go back to France. We can get him out. Harry Winks, he would play well in the Spanish league. Get him out. I guarantee good evening would what's his name would take him. Yeah.
Emery.
Yes.
Unai Emery.
Unai Emery.
You have or even too, like even you got teams like Norwich.
It can happen.
You got teams like Norwich coming up. They're gonna need to buy some people. You know what I mean?
I mean, all it takes is for Daniel Levy to say, look, Tottenham is having a fire sale. Like, put that out, put the word out on the transfer market that we're having a fire sale. Like, come and get these guys.
Yeah, we need to get a lot of players, though. We need to get a Botman. We need to get Anderson. We need to get, at least some of these guys in. But let's talk about the manager. I think, we can talk about the players that we want, but who the fuck is going to be the manager of Tottenham Hotspurs, lads? Because honestly, I have no fucking clue.
Yep.
It's going to be Ryan Mason.
We put Steve Hitchen in the job. Steve Hitchen couldn't, sell water to a thirsty man. He couldn't sell sand to a fucking Arab. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck is Steve Hitchen in charge of the manager?
If we sell Kane, I honestly, my opinion is I don't care who we get in as manager as long as they play attacking football. Like, if we don't have Kane, then we're not going to win anyway. So let's just bring in somebody who will be entertaining. And so we can rebuild the squad with players who are attacking minded.
But you're saying, like, let's play attacking football. They can't even do a fucking pass.
They can't even do fucking basics,
lad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We got to do a little promo here.
Kane and we get some players in, then let's just get a manager who plays attacking football.
If you guys are enjoying this stream, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit the like button and that subscribe button, like this little thing down here over Dietrich Kane's face. And Dietrich, what are you going to change your name to if Kane goes? But that's the question everybody wants to know.
I don't know.
Like,
to be honest, I started supporting Tottenham because of Harry Kane. If he leaves, I'm gonna cry.
Oh God, what do you do, Dietrich?
I will probably cry as well.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure we do this almost every day. Steve Hitchen is in the chat as well. What's going on, Steve Hitchen? It says, "Ask and you shall receive." Steve, buddy, let's talk, man.
Absolute
see your head?
It
fits easily up an elephant's ass.
Have you guys
stick it up there?
Oh my God.
Wouldn't it? Put a little Vaseline on there and shove him up an elephant's ass. It fit real nice.
It's just the issue is, though, right now is which manager would come to Spurs that's actually, people are talking about Gasperini. Gasperini is second place in the Serie A, lads. He's going to go to Champions League. Why the fuck would he leave out Atlanta? People are saying Rodgers. Rodgers was won an FA fucking Cup.
Yeah,
he's getting Champions League. Getting Champions League, winning
And I've
FA
heard-
Cups, has an owner that gives a shit. Why the fuck would he come here?
You guys
people
thought about
talk
this?
about
You thought about
Galtier is
this?
about to win Liga,
Have you guys
and
thought
I've
about
heard his
this?
name. Ridiculous.
Wait. Have you thought about this? If Leicester falls out of the top 4,
they're not.
we don't get Europa League next season, even if we finish 6th.
They're not gonna fall out of top 4 though. They're. I think they already secured it, haven't they?
No, I think,
I think they need one
Liverpool
more
can still
win.
reach them.
No. I think they can reach. That's Chelsea. They can reach. Leicester has 66 points. Liverpool has 63. Chelsea
they can be
has
reached.
64. Yeah, they could be
Yeah,
reached.
two
They
left.
could be reached. If they win their next game, though, that's it. They get top 4, in my opinion.
God,
Well,
it
if
would be
they
a
win their next
shame
game,
if
that'll
they did drop
lock
out.
it in, because there's only 3 points left. Right now, there's 6 points left.
Their next game is against Chelsea, so if they beat Chelsea, that's
That's a
They're-
tough
they're
one, and then they have to play us. So that's what I'm saying. We
well,
could end up.
not-
We could
no,
end
that's
up
not a
kicking
Yeah, but we're
ourselves
shit.
out.
against us. Against us. Are you
We're
kidding me?
shit.
That's a free game. If I'm Leicester, I'll be
They're
licking my
gonna
lips.
fucking Destroy us.
Last day. Tottenham.
Look.
Are you kidding me?
Look, do you know who Liverpool plays this weekend?
Fucking Burnley, lad.
Yeah.
That's actually a bogey club for them. Burnley.
Liverpool
It is a
could
boat
lose
club. They
that
beat them
game.
earlier this
They
season.
could definitely lose that game
But,
again.
that's
but,
actually a tough game for them.
but they beat Burnley. Leicester loses to Chelsea. Right now, they're tied on points. We beat Leicester the last game of the season and kick ourselves out of Europa League. Or we'd have to lose on purpose.
I would lose on purpose.
Oh yeah, throw the game.
But the thing is, lads. You know,
Hey, all you gotta do is
you're
put
acting-
Moon
you're acting
Boots
like-
and
you're acting
Winks and Sissoko out, and then you'll lose by default. Like, you
But if we lose
guaranteed
on
loss.
purpose, then we're outside the top 6.
the thing is, lads, we're acting like we could even beat Leicester. I mean, Leicester are a properly well-run club. We'll get fucking. Honestly, I'm dreading that game. That
Dude,
Leicester
They've
game.
lost
Vardy-
some poor sides.
Vardy will split Moon Boots like a coconut, man.
Lad, we're gonna get absolutely hard analed by Leicester. Like honestly, it's gonna be a bad matchup.
Imagine Harry Winks versus NDD.
Oh God, no. But the thing is, like, let's also talk about let's continue with the manager. But like, I don't see any real Ten Hag is not gonna come. He's having a good in Ajax. He's gonna get a better opportunity when it arrives. I think Ten Hag could get the Barcelona deal. Honestly, I think that's something people are overlooking because Ajax and Barcelona, you know how they are. They're always close connection. I think he's waiting for that Barcelona job, but nobody's gonna come to Spurs unless it's like Graham Potter and a Parker. No one.
I think
we gotta be Leicester fans when they play Chelsea because we can't reach Leicester. It's mathematically impossible for us to reach Leicester, but we can reach Chelsea. So that's who we have to be.
Get it out of
No,
your
but
head.
I'm saying even then, because even what I just said, right? If Leicester for some reason fall out and end up, outside of the top 6 or outside of the top 4, we could end up literally kicking ourselves out of Europa League.
Yeah,
if we beat
True.
them. And if we lose on purpose, then West
not
Ham
being
could kick
this
us
lad.
out. So it's like
not-
something that we can't lose, right? Like we can't, because we're tied with points with West
oh
Ham
God,
right now.
I knew this would happen, dude.
no-
We're gonna
no.
be in the Conference League next year. It's gonna
Oh
happen.
man, not the Conference League.
Watch us fucking win the Conference League. Watch that be the trophy we get after all this.
John
Kane's gone.
Fitzpatrick.
Kane's gone, and we beat like some team from like I don't know Austria or
But we can't even beat
like
Antwerp.
Denmark to win.
Harry
the
Winks or
Conference
Steve
League.
Hitchen, if you
That's
want to
our
jump on the
trophy.
show, the link's at the top. If anybody else wants to jump on, you guys can jump on.
John Fitzpatrick asked me, do I think that Dele Alli will get his magic back? Listen, Captain Jack Sparrow is only thinking about banging his daughter and playing Fortnite. Let's be real here. Let's stop the Dele talk. He had a good performance against Sheffield United. Good for him. 20th place Sheffield United, absolute dog shit team. He played the Wolves that were lackluster. And then, against Leeds, he looked like shit. The guy is just done at the club. He's done at Spurs. Every time we play a top team, he gets found out. He just all he does is try his little flicks. Dele Alli with me is just one of those players that just needs to go, man. Just go, please.
Poch wants him back. Sell him to PSG along with Serge Aurier.
Steve Hitchens with the inside news. He says, "Bit of an exclusive. Don't be surprised if you see Chris Wilder at the wheel next season."
Dude,
Steve Hitchens, you got to subscribe to the channel and come more often, dude. I'm getting a kick.
I'm
bro.
up for the.
Come in here, Steve Hitchens and Harry Winks. All you want to subscribe to the channel. Hit all of our live shows, dude. I'm telling you, we do a bit of a bit. This one's a little bit more serious than normal. Normally, they're a lot more.
Well, there isn't. Brian is in here, so you could put the Daniel Levy, face logo to just trigger him.
Hey, Steve. Steve, your boss is watching, bud. Your boss is watching. Your boss is watching.
He is a
Steve.
God. It's even terrifying just looking at him.
Why aren't you at work? Get to work. Sell Harry Kane for me. I need that big bucks. That big bucks. That big bucks.
Cody Mack.
He looks like a devil. He looks like a fucking gargoyle. All right, lads. I do gotta go. It's been a great stream, but it's already 2 a.m. here, and I gotta get some sleep.
That's 2 a.m. for us too. I think all of us are in the East Coast. D-Trex, are you in the East Coast?
Yeah, East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
East Coast.
East Coast, baby.
Stream.
Come on.
We need some West Coasters on here.
All right, lads.
I have a stream to get on with David at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, geez. I don't know how you're going to do that, but have a good
It's
one.
only 2.
Yeah.
See you, Marcelo.
I only sleep
See you,
like 4 or 5 hours a day anyway. So
See you,
thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Bye,
problem.
Marcelo.
Have a good one, Will.
You too,
And
buddy. You too.
also, the merchandise for THC Rants coming in tomorrow. Can't wait to wear it. I wish it came in today so I could wear the shirt and drink the mug. But it is coming in tomorrow. I cannot wait. And I'll be leaving a nice tweet about it.
Yeah, and you should have it. You should save it ready too for we got streams tomorrow, but also too for the match day
Oh.
instead of a Spurs shirt.
No, I'll do that. I'll do that.
It's a good.
All right,
option.
lads.
That's
have
you
a good
can
one.
reveal it. You can reveal it on that
I'm
day.
telling you, bro.
I'm telling
you,
bro.
bro. Come on.
All right, let's go.
There you go,
Yeah, anybody
Marcelo.
else who's in the comments that wants to jump on the stream, the link is pinned to the top. Just click that button and jump on here. Steve Hitchens, Harry Winks. If you want to come on and do some trolling, you're welcome to go. It says, "Don't worry, Levy. You know my 3 phone calls a day can't beat any scouting network from the top 6." Love it. Classic. Come by more often, mate. You better. I'm serious.
Oh,
I'm going to be offended if you don't subscribe to the channel. I mean, seriously. Because you know who else you need to get rid of?
Oh, no.
Got Musa Sissoko in the house, man. Everybody's here, dude. I don't have one for Musa Sissoko. Sorry, Musa. You're not cool enough. I love this, man. I don't think we've been on it this late in the night before, because normally our stream ends at 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Wow.
6 a.m. in the UK now, so I think we're getting a lot of the morning crowd over there. We don't have one for Harry Winks either. I'll have to work on that.
So this turned into morning THFC then?
Yeah, morning THFC for the UK. Good morning, the UK. We do have a morning THFC show with Cody Mack, but that's on Wednesday at 6 a.m., 11 GMT. And but tomorrow we have the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show, episode number 5, not number 4. This is from last week. I need to update that. But Kane wants out. Kane wants out. Cody's asleep, bro. He's asleep.
He's got kids.
You know, I'm seriously like, we were watching, dude, and I was like,
he's got little kids.
I was watching. My son had tryouts tonight for us in the U.S. and for those in the U.K. We call it a trial. And so I missed the We Are Tottenham TV, or not the We Are Tottenham TV. Well, I missed that one, and I also missed the Tottenham away stream, which was big. Like, I heard they had like 500 people on there at one point in time. I mean, that's gigantic. I mean, because their channel is like, you know, smaller, not a lot smaller than mine, but a little bit smaller than mine. And so I was like, damn, I missed the prime time to go live from a channel's point of view. But then as I started reading, I was doing research for the show in the morning. I was like, I just got to go, because this is news nobody's talked about, right? We had the ESPN link for the guys that are just joining the stream now. For the guys that don't know, ESPN FC has gotten confirmation from their sources that Harry Kane had a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy yesterday, and that he wants to leave the club. And the statement from the club was, you know, we're just going to focus on the rest of the season. Like, they didn't deny it at all. When normally they do. Right? They do. Skippy LFC, what's going on, my mate? Skippy says, Kane ain't going anywhere. It reminds me of when there was talk of Gerrard moving to Chelsea. His heart is with Spurs. Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool. We appreciate that, Skippy. Or, as someone who hopes to be in the top 4 next year and win the league again, are you afraid of Kane going to Manchester City and ruining all hopes of Liverpool winning a title? I would be too. Right? If you're a Liverpool fan and you can't buy Kane yourself, you want him to stay at Spurs. So we're in the same boat as you, Skippy. We're in the same boat as you.
All right, guys, I have to go. I have school tomorrow.
Screw school. Who needs school?
Thanks
for jumping on, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you
I
very much,
appreciate
guys. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
You too, man.
You too. Bye.
And Musa Soka says he's not getting replaced. We hope that you do.
Sometimes, I mean, watching him play, it's hard to believe that he plays football at this level and that he makes the French national team. Like, don't get me wrong, he's an incredible athlete. His fitness was incredible, but I mean, his touch is so poor. It's just so poor. I mean, there are MLS players who have much better ball control and passing range than Musa Sissoko. It's kind of embarrassing that he's been here this long.
Yeah, no, I mean, 100%. 100%. He said, dude on the right needs a haircut. How dare he slander my name?
You're just jealous of these luscious locks, Musa.
Yeah, Kieran's got the locks. He could get a haircut, and then I could get a wig for my baldness. Yeah, questions in this chat. If you all got questions for us, throw them out there. We're still rocking. I mean, you guys are still jumping on here. It's still getting bigger and bigger. Make sure to like and subscribe to the stream. Like this stream. Subscribe to the channel. And
smash your lips on that.
Smash your lips on the like button. Smash your lips on it. Smash your lips on the like button. Trolls gotta love this channel. We've got a lot of first timers. Memory Nahamo. Levy will ask 600 million for Kane. I hope it. And Harry Wink says, how's my performance against Real Madrid? Which one? Like 10 years ago? I don't remember. But yeah. Skippy says, haha, true. City aren't a club to pay 100 million plus, so I'm not worried about that. I just hope for your sakes and for the sake of football, he stays. A little more patience. Yeah, for sure. For sure. carry him, man. I mean, what do you think Levy's really going to do if he he can't not if Kane really wants to go, he can't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, I said that before. I still stand by that. I think as scared as we might be as Tottenham fans, he's much more shit scared than we are right now. Yeah, I mean,
Steve Hitchin out here on YouTube, getting on people's channels to try to read. Steve, right? Is Kane going or what, man? Tell us, bud. Says at Harry Winks, one more good performance, and that's 3 extension of transfer. Please no, Steve. You gotta sell him, dude. And you have too many freckles on your bald head too. That's weird. Like I have a lot of freckles, and I don't have any on my head.
He doesn't use
stay out of the sun.
Yeah,
wear a hat, Steve, when you go outside, my man. Come on. Prevent skin cancer, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that Levy will have to sell if Kane is really pushing for it. I think City is the most likely. I know that people say that Kane wouldn't want to leave the Premier League because of the record and stuff like that. But if he doesn't have an option in the Premier League other than maybe Chelsea, which Levy won't want to deal with, and he won't want to go there because he knows what it would do to us, the fans, I think it would probably have to be PSG because they can afford it, and it's possible Mbappe moves this summer. You know, maybe he goes to Real Madrid, then Kane comes in to replace him at PSG. I mean, there's a few scenarios here, but I mean, like I said, the worst possible thing is that if this is true and he wants to go, and then he has to stay through next season because it's either a reduced Harry Kane or, you know, it's going to be a huge problem in the media, bad publicity for the club, and upset the dressing room.
Yeah, but Skippy, man, I don't. And by the way, great beard. As a bearded guy myself, that's a class beard. Maybe next season when we do a Liverpool preview, you have to come on and join us on a stream or something like that. That'd be great. But look, if Livy puts some ridiculous price on there, then sorry, I'm too old. I still use that word and I shouldn't. It's bad. I apologize. But ridiculous word, ridiculous price on somebody, then Kane's gonna get mad, right? Like if Kane wants to leave because of who he is, if you try to stop him with some kind of tricks, then it's going to be something that he, you know, it's going to cause even more pandemonium.
Levy can't afford to have the image of the club be tarnished any more than it has been in the last year or so, especially with the Super League and everything. And so a messy like Kane saga would be the worst possible thing. And it would be really hard to bring in any kind of quality manager with something like that going on. So, I mean, he just have to find a way to make the deal happen. Which means, I mean, which again, I think comes back to the only real option that we can see is City. So,
Chris Wood, yeah, that's what we said earlier, Steve. We were reading your mind, man. What are you going to spend that extra money on? Or are you going to pay like 80 million for Chris Wood? Kane goes Man City. He wouldn't stab us at Chelsea. I'd hope. Out of the three, to be honest with you, I'm not a big Man United fan either. And I know Skippy probably definitely doesn't want him to go to Man United. Right? As a Liverpool
technically
fan.
a rival. So
yeah, as a Liverpool fan, he definitely doesn't want him to go to Man United.
I mean, honestly, I think it's the best case scenario. I know Liverpool wouldn't want him to go to City either. But let's be honest, City is light years ahead of every other club in the Premier League at this point. The way they were able to win the league this season and what was a really up and down, crazy competitive year. They're just so far ahead of everybody else. Adding Kane to it would make them better for sure. But I mean, it's not changing the fact that nobody in this league at the moment really looks like they can compete with City.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, I just look, man. It's just been a nutty kind of situation, right? Like, I mean, it's like he's going, he's staying, he's going to stay in. But the comment from the club is what really scared me the most. I mean, what did you make? Did you mention it before? It's been like 2 hours, so I don't remember. But what did you make of the club's statement? I know I asked Marcel that, but I don't know if I asked you that.
I mean, I think that's, part of why I said that I think Levy's so scared right now. I think it reflects that. The fact that they won't make a comment on it other than essentially what Ryan Mason has been saying as a response to every question in every press conference since he took over. I mean, because that's exactly what that reply was. It was the same thing he says in every press conference. They don't know what they're doing. There is no plan. We are completely off the rails. Everything has gone against what Levy had planned out since COVID started. He's made mistake after mistake, and he's all out of plays now. And if this Kane stuff is true, he's probably shitting himself. He probably has no idea what he's going to do. And the PR team, even when there is an idea of what message they want to put out, they don't do it effectively. I mean, I don't think anybody knows what's going on at Tottenham.
1,000 million trillion %. I agree with you. 1 million %. Says on an unrelated note, I think Man City's dominance is going to become a real problem for football in the near future, especially if Kane goes there, dude.
Yeah.
Like, who can beat him?
Foden, Gundogan, Kane, Sterling. Ugh.
Who can beat him?
Diaz. Yeah, that's just
thoughts
ridiculous.
on the. So Musa Soko wants to know on what we think about the thoughts on the gold tweet regarding Kane. Look, I think that is a very old tweet now. There's been a lot more press, a lot of press peoples reaching out for comments from sources. ESPN FC has validated it through their own source. Because ESPN, I don't think is connected with Sky Sports in any way that I know of. Do you know of any connection with them? I don't think they are. Look, and the amount of press that this is getting means there has to be at least some, like if Sports Illustrated is commenting on it and quoting stories from the Atlantic, like they literally put a journalist on it because like the Sports Illustrated article it was a far more in-depth article. Like they had gone back to the Atlantic and Harry Kane's comments then earlier in the season where he said, if we don't qualify for the Champions League, then he's going to ask. Well, now when it looks like we're pretty much guaranteed not to, he's saying that in a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy today that he wants to leave and he wants it taken care of before the Euro start, which is like what? June, right?
Yeah.
End of June, right?
Yeah. So the game cat, Ali Gold is usually on the money. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But the thing is, Ali Gold gets, has sources inside the club. He gets his quotes and he gets everything from inside the club. And sometimes what the information he gets may not necessarily be information that the club board or somebody like that wants to be released. But other times it is going to be the narrative that they want to keep in. Because after all, it's only coming from individual people within the club. And every time you have sources within an organization, every time they talk to a journalist, they have to assess the risk to themselves of revealing that information. And this is a big fucking deal. With Harry Kane wanting to leave Tottenham, it's a big deal. So they would hesitate to release that sort of thing. So,
Bob Spurs in the house. Bob, you know, get your morning tea and jump on here, mate.
Yeah, come on, Bob.
But yeah, no, I mean, look, I just think that like over the night, like after Stelios' stream, you know, and Stelios, Brian and Brian over there at Tottenham away, I watched that stream in its entirety after the fact when I got home from my kids' training. And so I just like started researching it. You know what I mean? I just started researching, and there was more details that had started coming up that were coming out while they were live. And I don't necessarily think that they got them all. So I was like, dude, I'm sure if you're subscribed to the channel, you saw updates coming for shows that are coming out tomorrow pop into your feed, and all of a sudden one was to go live. It was just kind of like, I got to go live. I can't just not sit here and wait until tomorrow afternoon or something like that. David's going to be going live. The Irish Hotspur will be going live tomorrow at around 11 a.m. Eastern time for folks here in the U.S. Thank you, Skippy. Appreciate it. And then
Celery Agent says there's an actual video of Kane.
Where? Or is that the TV interview of saying that if he would weigh his options in the summer if we didn't qualify for Champions League? Tell us what to search for, Celery Agent.
Yeah.
No, not saying that. Read it correctly. I've been trying to check Harry Kane's Twitter to see if he makes a statement. I haven't seen anything. Now that it's morning time, maybe there's some new tweets out there. I'm not seeing any new tweets. Latest. Some news.
I'm not really seeing anything, so.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any new news yet. Just some things. Yeah, I'm just seeing like 1 minute ago from United Journal, just like a United fan page, that sources closest to Harry Kane are saying that he has told Tottenham he wants to move this summer. The news, which will be noted with great interest to Manchester United and Chelsea, represents a nightmare for Daniel Levy. Same thing, but I'm telling you, like what ESPN wrote, like he literally had a face-to-face meeting with him today, and that they've actually reached out to CK66 for a comment. I think we'll hear something today.
Yeah.
I think we'll hear something today. Like when I end this stream here, it's like what, Bob? 7:20 a.m. So when I end this stream here, Bob will probably jump on a stream. He usually does a early morning stream. And then Celery Agent says he left the question off that you got us all startled for nothing. Celery Agent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the videos, the only things I've seen, there was that interview with Thierry Henry like 3 years ago where he was talking about, if he hadn't won trophies by this point, then, if he didn't feel the club was moving forward, he'd want out. And then there was the interview from, a few weeks ago when he won the London Player of the Year award, talking about how individual trophies were nice, but he wants to win team trophies. That's his goal. That's all I've seen. So,
Darren Fearon, I got to disagree with you a little bit here, man. Sky Sports and Celery Agents in Australia, so they have Sky Sports there too. So I don't think
nobody always gets it right.
No, and they always, every year they report Harry Kane's leaving Spurs. So yeah. It wasn't the Sky Sports, because like I said, as soon as this news broke, I was on a Matty Hay stream. It was like the first stream. We were up before Chris Cowan was up, right? So like before that even happened, we were talking about it. And I wasn't concerned based just on Sky's report, right? Like that didn't bother me. But when I saw ESPN reporting on it, and not just that, because ESPN likes to fluff, do clickbait too.
Oh yeah.
But then it was Sports Illustrated that was doing it. It was, The Guardian was on it. You know what I mean? Which the Guardian likes to do clickbait too. I mean, all media please like to do clickbait. The fact that the ESPN had different information than what Sky Sports said, right? And that they said that they had reliable information from a source that Harry Kane had a face-to-face meeting, and that paired with the club statement made me think, damn, this could be real.
Yeah. It's also possible that sources from within the club might be more willing to talk about this particular situation to an outlet like ESPN because it's mainly American media. I mean, it's possible they'd be more comfortable with putting that out to them just to keep the profile low and the questions going in England, So.
Yeah, like I think Reload XXX is true. It's like when you have a variety of sources with the same story. Well, now look, a lot of news reporters, when somebody reports something, they'll just get on the copycat wagon and they'll just start running the same story. But when you have multiple news sources reporting different information that is very similar with different details,
that means multiple reporters are investigating the same story and getting different reports.
Eugene, are you in here with breaking news? Eugene's got breaking news. What's the breaking news, Eugene?
Breaking news, sir. Harry Kane is leaving. I don't know. What's happening? Everything's going down the drain. Maybe the breaking news is that the protest on Wednesday is going to be a big one. That should be the breaking news. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just doing some
I hope
chores.
so.
Yeah, that should be the breaking news, sir. That's what I hope. But I don't know. What breaking news can we have now? Son is going. All right. I don't know. Like I said before earlier, for all we know, all this is just another ruse, right? Like every year, we have that merry-go-round of where Kane is going to go. He hasn't won anything. But let's see what happens. Maybe it's another distraction from the Wednesday protest, or maybe now it's add fuel to the fire. We don't know. How far can we go?
Yeah, it's like I almost don't want to go to sleep now. It's like, should I
the trust is meeting with the board today.
That's why I'm telling you. That's why I had the conspiracy theory. That's why I had the conspiracy theory that maybe Harry Kane is on our side. Bob, you weren't here for this, but maybe Harry Kane is on our side, and he put that new information out to put more pressure on Daniel Levy to help us out with the protest on Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Agent Kane. Oh my God! I hope. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
If that's
maybe
so,
we need to get Kane to open the gates to let the protesters in. But whatever it is, time will tell. What's the true story?
Blocked.
Yeah.
All right, what did Darren say?
Time will tell.
They got Bale, Modric, right? That's it. You blocked him for that. Wait, there's another one up here. Not fake news show. It was. I think so. Anyway, I'm not saying they don't always get it right or always get it wrong, but with Harry Kane, they've gotten a lot of stuff.
No journalistic sources, 100% all the time. Should always check multiple sources for any kind
That's the
of
thing. There are multiple sources for this story, and they're all saying
exactly
similar
and
things, and not the same thing, right? If it's a pair, like you can tell when they quote each other.
Yeah,
it's the exact same phrase.
They just rewrite it, in a different way. But this is obviously what you have is multiple sports reporters making inquiries with people who would be close to the situation and getting different reports from those various people, which means that the story's got legs, which means that this is probably happening. And I completely forgot that the trust was meeting the board today. That is huge. Daniel Levy, man, he's got to be sweating
he's shitting his pants right now. I'm telling you.
God,
shitting his pants. I need to get one that's like an O face. I mean, that's the closest one I have to an O face. Ooh. No, taking a poo poo. Taking a poo poo. Taking a poo poo.
Nobody's talking about me. Talk about me.
Nobody wants him.
Don't wreck. Sorry. It's like 2:30 in the AM here. I'm getting a little bit corny. Kudos says
another 4 more hours to Will. The Cody show. Oh no.
No, Cody show's on Wednesdays. The AM
Wednesday.
6 AM
Oh,
show's
yeah.
on Wednesday. Yeah. Today's Tuesday. So for you, it's Thursday or Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Levy always comes out of this rich. I hope not.
And Mr. K show is
tonight. Yeah, Mr. K show's tonight.
This morning. No, Wednesday morning.
Tomorrow
my
morning
side,
for you.
6 a.m. Yeah.
It'll be early for you. Real
That's
early
tonight.
for you.
Yeah, real early for me. Yeah, that'll be his first show. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I guess if Kane maybe did speak to Levy about the situation, and maybe Kane didn't like the answer. That's why he put out this message out to show him that he's serious. And maybe Levy will do some positive movements on Kane's actions. But as we know, Levy's got such a big ego, and he has to be right in everything. So most probably he'll say, if you want to go, you can go. But somebody has to give me the right price. That's all. All right. Whether it's in the EPL or Paris, or I don't think the Barcelona or Madrid have the money to buy him at the moment.
No,
right?
neither of them do.
For the ESL.
If Madrid does have the money, they'll spend it on Mbappe instead. Not Kane.
Yeah, they'll buy Mbappe or Haaland or somebody else.
Yeah, or Holland. Yeah.
Right.
I think that
But like
there are
you say,
really only
a
three
lot
possible.
of the dances are pointing to M-City.
Yeah. And I think there are only three
That's
possible scenarios with Daniel Levy, and that's, so either he sells Kane or he prices, or he tries to price Kane out of a move, which is the worst scenario, or he keeps Kane and he spends money, invests in the team, gets new players and brings in a quality manager. And I think that's the least likely scenario. I just the one thing I just don't want him to do is to try and price him out of a move and have an unhappy Kane here next season. Because if we finish 6th when he's playing out of his mind, I don't want to see where we finish with him not happy. So.
And Darren says that if Kane goes, and I'm assuming that's what he means. He didn't say that, but I'm throwing that in the question to make it more pertinent. Where do you think we finish in the season, in the league next season?
Impossible to say because it depends on who the manager is and what transfer targets we bring in and who we sell. I mean, if Kane goes, the team has to look.
Well, that's
totally
today
different.
for us too, Bobby. It's the 18th. It's the 18th now here for us as well. The only place in America where it's not the 18th right now is California.
The West Coast. Yeah.
But where do you think we finish in the league? All right, interrupted. If Kane goes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it depends on the manager and who we bring in and who we get out in the transfer window. If you're saying like where do we finish in the league, just if Kane goes and like we bring in Graham Potter and we bring in some average crappy players like the whole Bale situation over again, in that case we finish out of Europe and we'll be lucky to stay away from the lower end of the table. We'll be lucky if we finish like 11th, 12th, 10th. I don't think Tottenham can get relegated even without Kane and without good players to replace him. I don't think we're that bad. I mean, you look at the teams that got relegated this season, and they were absolutely atrocious. I mean, Sheffield United, West Brom, unwatchable, and Fulham were at times decent, but still just couldn't perform. Lost to.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we dropped. St. Totteringham's day will become a reality again, though, if Kane goes. And
it will definitely come back. That could happen now. If we lose the next 2 games and they win,
and that's what I'm worried about, dude. How does this news now affect, right? Because I don't think they meant for that to get out. If Kane is going to Levy and having a face-to-face, they're doing it but look, how does that impact the rest of the players of the team? How does Harry Kane walk into the training ground this morning? You know what I mean? And the other players be like, what the fuck?
No idea.
You know what I mean?
Guys, what if Mason doesn't play him tomorrow? Then we will really know what's happening.
He better play him tomorrow.
No, I mean, what if, you see? Then maybe...
Who's he going to play? All of a sudden, Vinicius is back in the squad now? That's kind of ridiculous. Freeze the guy out for 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden you bring him back in because Harry Kane says he wants to leave in the summer.
Oh, we believe his choice, right?
It's true.
But we feel vengeance. That Levy is picking all the teams out as well anyway.
Vengeance. He's gonna have some vengeance. Some vengeance. Yeah, Vinicius is not good. I know, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, what happens, man? What happens in the dressing room today? UK guys, why don't you go down to the training ground, like with some binoculars and a hearing device, and see if you can get some inside info? I'm kidding. Says kudos today is going to be explosive. Yeah, I got to go on a stream with David and it's at 11 a.m. How many hours was that from now?
8.5.
9 hours.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time, David. What are you worried about?
This is why you got to like and subscribe. Look at how hard Will works for the community. Staying up late,
tomorrow's gonna be a busy day, dude. Make sure you subscribe to the channel today because on THFCRants today, man, it's gonna be hot. We have like 3 streams on this channel. I'll be on David's channel. David will be on a different channel. I'm sure Bob, are you doing a video today? Bobby's
gonna get it.
I know there's a delay, Bobby.
They're all talking about St. Tottenham Day and they're laughing at the Kane situation. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are, but I mean, at the end of the day, with all of this stuff, I mean, they're still shit worse than us. I mean, they're still in a worse shape than us. I mean, at least we have a player of Kane's quality, of Son's quality. None of their players are even close to that. Right?
St. Tottering's Day, and then I wouldn't doubt him.
I mean, I think even with this news, I think I trust the team to be able to probably do a job against Villa. It's just that last game of the season that really worries me, that Leicester game. So.
Yeah, for 100%, 100 million %. And anybody else who wants to jump on the stream, that link is still pinned to the top of the chat. Just click that link, that little blue tab right there that has a little, it says stream. It starts with StreamYard. You can jump on here and do that. 35 likes on the video, 40 watching now. Let's get that way up higher. Let's come on. 2 bits, big news round. It would be rude not to. Just time it right with the family. Of course you do, Bobby. Of course you do. Maybe reach out to David, Bobby. We're doing, who would you say? Jack Kanicki. Jack Kanicki may be on the stream. I think David's going 4:30. 4 o'clock. UK time.
UK time.
That's a long time for you, Bob, to wait. Bobby will probably be going on earlier. I'm sure there's somebody getting ready to roll on here now. I mean, what time is it now? 7:30?
Oh, man, only 35 likes? Yeah, come on. What are you guys doing? Smash that like.
Yeah, it should be at like
this forever.
it should be like 100 by now.
Yeah, come on, man. If you're in that chat,
I forget to mention it. Like. We have such a good time on here that I forget to mention it most of the time.
Yeah.
Says Will, I think you're turning into a YouTube junkie. No, man, it's just that like there's a lot of demand.
Got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, Celery Agent, except the fact that we've been streaming 2.5 hours now, and like all the people in the chat are different than the people who were in the chat before we started the stream. So it's a bit of a difference. But a YouTube junkie, no, I just got to help. So like I do a lot of things. Not only do I do a lot of streams, but I also make thumbnails for a lot of creators in the space. I know Bob does that too. Not only does Bob have his channel, but he makes like if you notice, other people may not notice, but I notice, I can see Bob saying he makes thumbnails for a lot of people. He makes intro videos for a lot of people. No, I know. I'm just explaining, John. It's okay. But yeah, like, no, we have, I do a lot of stuff, man. And it's, takes a lot of time. To be honest, I probably shouldn't be doing it as much as I do. But you guys seem to like the channel, so right, we've been here. It'll be, well, hell, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 months today. 2 months today that we've been running this channel. My first video went up on April 18th, or March 18th, sorry, and it's May 18th right now. So today is my first time, or second month, and we're at 621 subscribers. Just hit 600 on the 16th, so that's 20 in 2 days. Or actually, really 1 day. I mean, here it's just turned to the 18th. We got Darren Fair on here. Says Stuart, the only way to make Leave listen to us is to protest outside his house, scare his family.
Oh.
I don't know about the last part of that, the scare his family part. But protesting outside his house isn't bad as long as it's peaceful.
Yeah, right? Let's not.
Because then you're getting close to harassment.
Let's not go after people's families.
Create content or it's create content or be a cog in the man's machine. Will, I like your choices. Yeah, thank you. I haven't been a cog in the man's machine for a while though. I have my own business that I run. So that's really why I have the time to do it. But I mean, I should be putting more time into my own stuff too. But a few hours, like during the week, the only time that I stream is tomorrow. We'll be doing the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show, where we'll be discussing this in more detail. I'll be talking about Harry Kane all day. I'll be on David's stream talking about Harry Kane. I'm going to be on the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show talking about Harry Kane. And then I'm sure we'll be talking about Harry Kane on the Rant show later in the evening. But before we do that, let's promote this one here. This is a new show that's going to be going on every Tuesday night here on the channel. It's a new show. It's called The Three Wise Men. And their goal is to educate, enlighten, and inspire. This one is going to have Awesome. We have also Mr. K and Brian Daigle. So it's going to be kind of a funky good show. And it's going to be a little bit more about like educational, the history of the club, finances, Daniel Levy being a big giant C word. I'm sure I'm going to try to tell the boys to not use the C word as much as possible, but they do it anyway. But before that show will be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. UK time. But first, before that, we have Harry Kane to leave, Spurs updates. And so I'm sure there'll be new news that comes out before the show goes live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, 6:30 p.m. UK time tomorrow. The Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys Show, episode number 5, with myself and Cody Mack. That is the show title for tomorrow. Today's show was Kane Wants Out. And I think it's been a good show. We're up to 55, 60 people at one point in time. That is Mr. Awesome Hotspur. You may not see Awesome. He really only comes on our late nights, but I'm sure you've seen it in the chats and other channels. Awesome is a good dude. And he doesn't have a beard. So yeah, that's why there's no beard on his thing. But Yep. Levy's vision has been impaired for some time. Yeah, he does wear glasses. He does wear glasses. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry.
It's getting late and all the dad jokes start coming out.
Yeah, I know. I am a dad, so. No, he said he was just joking about the family part. That's good. But protesting outside his house wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know where he lives though. As long as you're just being it. And Roanoke Connor says, 2-month anniversary. Congrats, Will. Your channel has been a great success and a new home for me. Thanks you for your commitment to the Spurs fans and all the time and energy you sacrifice. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I second that statement. Thanks, Will,
Roanoke
for
Connor.
everything you do.
Hey, I'm just doing what I can do. Like, I love this club so much that I just can't stay away. Like, I had no plan to go live tonight. I literally sat down at the computer to do my thumbnails and to schedule the shows for tomorrow. And the more news that I had, I'm like, I'm not going to bed for another 2 or 3 hours anyway. Just like, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it. I pulled a Bob Spur TV. Just said, screw it. Let's go live. Let's go live. And then the Game Cat says quite right. Game Cat, this is the first time I've seen you in the comments. It's probably just because of the time. You might be one of those very gracious people who watch the show after the fact. And thank you for that. I'm glad. If you guys want me to do this, and I'm going to get myself in trouble here. if you want to see shows at this time of night more often, hit that like button. I don't think I could do long shows. Like this one's been 2.5 hours, and we're probably going to call it quits here in at least another. I'm sure that Kieran would like to go to bed. I need to go to bed. Yeah, it's late, man. I did just say the F word. Sorry. I've said it before. It's not like it's the first time. I don't say it as often as the other fellas do, though. That's true. What was I saying before Ronald Khan hit me with the F-bomb? He says, "Yeah, I love this time slot. I'm a Tottenham expat. Oh, expat.
Expat, yeah.
Living in Vegas."
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm trying to move out there to Nevada.
Bobby.
Yo.
Bobby.
I can't not come on after you announce it's your second month birthday. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you haven't aged. You haven't aged a little.
Aged a bit.
Oh, maybe a little bit, but not much.
I feel like it's aged.
Big day today, guys.
Hi, Bobby.
Yeah.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, with the trust meeting up with the board. I agree with Will. I think we're gonna hear something one way or another with regards to Harry Kane. It'll either be a definitive no. Yeah, we'll hear one thing definitively. I think he'll either come out and state he's going, or say. I think you mentioned yesterday, didn't you, Will, that if he is going, he's in a position where he can come out and say he wants to leave and not get any shit about it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in that privileged position where we'd actually accept it.
That's what I'm saying. I'd ask him again, dude. Just if this is true, just come out and tell us.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. And it's
I gotta go, guys. Catch up with you later. I wish my
all right, buddy. Be safe. Don't get in a wreck.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later, buddy.
Bye.
Yeah. The sad thing about it, though, even if he announced today that he was going to go, I still, after Saturday's shit show, I don't expect any form of protest or anything. You know, the trust are having not today, sorry, tomorrow. The game, I keep saying today. The
game's
trust
on Wednesday, but it's on Tuesday, isn't the meeting was supposed to be on the 18th?
Yeah, the meeting's today.
Yeah.
But they did announce that they'll have a presence of some sort on Wednesday during the game. So we'll hear something about the meeting today and the presence tomorrow. You know, within the game, I'm not sure how that's. They've never mentioned the word protest. They have said they'll make their presence felt, or they'll be present at the Villa game. Now, under what circumstance or what kind of agenda they would have at the present of the game will be. I think we'll know today. Either they'll be there to appease the fans, or you know, say don't worry about it. We've had a meeting with the board. Don't worry about it. Everything's in place. Trust us. We know the way forward. Or they'll just come out and totally condemn the board again. I don't know, mate. It's whereas last week's statements from the board was very thorough, like I keep on saying, very on point and spoke the fans' voice. Yesterday's, we're going to meet the board now about this. We'll let you know. It was a bit wishy-washy and a bit limp. So honestly, don't know how to take it. It's all a waiting game.
And wait, did you go on Stelios' stream last night?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Yes, I did, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. What were they saying about necessarily the clubs? Because at that time, ESPN hadn't released their statement yet, right?
No.
Yeah. Where they actually said that they had confirmed that Harry Kane had a face-to-face meeting with Daniel Levy yesterday. Did you guys talk about that?
See, for me, I mean, it was. I was on Matt's show first. Well, not Matt, I wasn't on there. I was commenting with Matt first when he broke the news, and while he was discussing it, Ali Gold came out and poo-pooed all over the news.
I was on that show, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then on Stel's show, it was obviously big discussion with regards to. They were very adamant. Everyone on the show were pretty adamant, apart from Alex, I think, who was pretty sure that Kane was leaving. I don't think the ESPN statement was discussed. I don't know if it had come out, mate, to be honest.
I don't think it had. That's what I'm saying. Because when I was doing research for the shows today, I mean, that's really that comment there. Because I think the comment from the club, the statement from the club came out while you guys were on live.
That's it. And that was very, we don't want to talk about it. In a nutshell, wasn't it? We don't want to talk about it. We've got a couple of games. That's our concentration. So the fact they had the opportunity to deny it or mention it in some form says to me that he's going to go. But again, with the Ali Gold, I know what you say. I mean, I always say gold isn't gospel. I always say that.
Well, not only that, but his comment's really old now. Right?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
11 hours old now.
There's so much that's come out since.
Yeah,
then,
exactly. So. What exactly was the ESPN statement, mate? I've not read it.
The ESPN FC statement, which came out on Twitter. I don't have it anymore.
That's okay.
I had it word for word.
Give me the gist of it.
So basically, what they said is they had ESPN had confirmed from their sources. So this is different than the Sky News. This isn't just a repeat of it.
Right. Okay.
They had confirmed through their sources that Harry Kane had a face-to-face meeting yesterday in the UK with Daniel Levy, and that he had made it clear that he desires to make that he wants to stay in the Premier League and make a move in the summer.
Wow. Okay, Man City.
And that they had reached out to CK66 for confirmation, and they hadn't got a reply yet.
Yeah. You got the old thing, no smoke without fire, and there's too much news, there's definitive news. I still, maybe it's the fact that I want to hold on to him. I don't want to let him go. I just want to wait some form of confirmation from the horse's mouth, and I hope we get that, because I don't want to be spending the rest of the season. How about you? But I don't want to be spending the rest of the season keep on wondering if he's going to stay or go. I'd rather know one way or another, and hopefully we'll get something today. But the fact is, we can't really blame him. We can't blame him for wanting to leave, and if he has met, what worries me is he's obviously met Daniel Levy, had that conversation. Levy, you'd assume, has tried to talk him out of it, and he's been unable to, which says to me maybe the plans for the summer aren't that great. Maybe he's been told who the potential manager is and has not been happy with that name. Maybe he's been told what the direction is this summer and it's not convinced Harry Kane. And you'd like to think our passion and love for the club is pretty much pretty much on par with Harry Kane's, and if he's not appeased by what he's heard, it does make
this
you wonder.
Is from James Ollie, who is a senior football writer for ESPN.
James Ollie, yeah. And there was quite a few reputable reporters who went onto Sky a couple of times yesterday
on TV. I saw that too.
Yeah, and they've put it out there. They wouldn't do that if it was a risk of damaging.
What made it real for me, Bob? It's when Sports Illustrated. Are you familiar with Sports Illustrated?
Yeah. Massive in the
US here.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, they rarely report anything on soccer. Right? Like they rarely report news on soccer. But they literally did a whole expose and they tied it to the Athletic story from Oliver Kay and Jack Pitt-Brooke. Right, that last month Harry Kane would ask for a transfer if the club failed to qualify for Champions League. Then they tied that into that statement. So I mean, like they did a big, they got Jamie Redknapp. They brought in the Jamie Redknapp stories. Like I mean, they did a big piece on it. And this is Sports Illustrated over here in the U.S., where most people really care less, right? So I mean, it's the #1 report and it's #1 headline in the.
Where would they get their sources from? Then, Will, out there, Sports Illustrated. Where would they get that?
ESPN probably gives them a lot of information. I'm gathering. And then also too, the Athletic, the Athletic over here is pretty big as well for other sports. The Athletic does other things besides just football.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. No, mate, it's like I say, big day. Hopefully, a big day of confirmation statements, definitive statements, rather than lukewarm ones. It's nothing. We've been playing a guessing game with Enoch for 20 years. It's just playing it even more with players and everything else just doesn't sit right with me, mate. We need to know, don't we? We need to know one way or another.
Yeah, and just the fact that when I heard on Stell's show too that the club had said no comment, our focus is finishing on the season as strongly as possible, and that's what everyone should be focused on.
Exactly.
Normally in the past they come out and just say it's just a load of fluff, right? Kane's happy, he doesn't want to go anywhere, blah blah blah.
Well, for their own benefit, for certainly with the amount of pressure that Levy's in, you'd think that if it wasn't true, they'd come out and quash the rumours straight away and say something. There's been no such meeting. Kane is happy. They didn't even say Harry Kane is happy at in the team and fully concentrated on helping Ryan and the team to. No mention of that. No mention of anything with regards to the so-called rumours. So yeah, I think you're right, Will. Kind of definitive in its own way, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's just been a tough one. But,
how much? If you're going, what were you expecting? How much?
Well, actually, right now the story is that Manchester City is this comes from the Star News in Korea that Kane is headed to Manchester. It says that in the lead for it is Manchester City, and that Manchester City wants to provide Gabriel Jesus plus an estimated £65 million to acquire
it's not
Harry Kane.
Jesus would mean we'd have to change the way we play because, well, then again, anyone who comes in would have to change the way. But I don't know.
I don't want Jesus. I
don't
think that's a good idea.
Players. I mean, if anyone I know is injury prone, but I've been, you probably know, I've been a big admirer of Danny Ings. Yes, he's got some injury issues, but I do think he's a great finisher. Mate, I don't know. We have pulled out the odd surprise in seasons gone past. Van der Vaart comes to mind. That was out of the blue. I'll say that. I can only think of him. Who knows? Maybe there's a marquee signing around the corner to appease us. Maybe he's going to do the unexpected and pull out a fantastic signing or two. What I don't want is a Bale scenario when we're bringing in 7 average players.
They have we talked about this earlier today, and I'll throw it at you. I said, what if you use if I was in charge of the club, right, and I'm playing Football Manager, and I sell Harry Kane, and I can get rid of at least 4 or 5 Deadwood players, and I can get that total up to about 225 million pounds.
Yeah.
Right. So you get 125 to 150 for Harry Kane, and anywhere from 100 million for the other 5 or 6 guys. Right. We go out in there. We've got players coming back. We've got Skip coming back. We've got Sessegnon coming back. And we've got the 2 young guys. You got Scarlett, and you've also got what's the left back that's coming back in?
Sirkin, Lavinia, Harvey White, sorry, Devine, Scarlett, Jack Clark for me isn't going to make it. Skippy coming through. So yeah, youth player wise, we've got pretty much the whole 11 covered, mate, with the potential coming through.
Right.
So yeah.
But then we go out and buy 2 center backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Grealish and Paulo Dybala. And could you imagine? Listen to this, and we play a 4-3-3. Listen to this 4-3-3. Right. So you've got Reguilon, Alderweireld, say Botman, right? Tanganga, right back, Jack Grealish, Højbjerg, Ndombele, Son, Dybala, Bale. And I'm not too upset about it.
Playing the false 9, not
in a Firmino role.
Yeah.
I just don't know about Dybala. I just don't know about a player coming from Serie A.
All we need is 10 goals a season out of him, though.
I just think for the price, you could get a player who's not been frozen out of the squad, who's been getting more games, and has produced more than Dybala has over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, but
he has
not
incredible
one that's
talent.
proven,
don't get me
right?
wrong.
Like he's played at a higher level. And two, look, talking about free kicks. Talk about a free kick specialist.
I know what you're saying.
That should be Bale. Bale used to be good at free kicks. I don't know what happened.
Paul Dybala's way younger. He's younger than Harry Kane.
Keeping Bale next season for me is a different conversation anyway, and my thoughts on that. I think we're a big club. In our eyes, we're the biggest club in the world. Of course we are. But we have to be realistic as well, buddy. We're not going to be in Europe next season.
But this is my football manager.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
My football manager picks.
Yeah, that'll be okay. But mate, we are replacing 20 odd assists and nearly 30 goals a season. It's going to be hard, mate. The only one I can see who can replace him directly is Haaland, and there's no way in the world is
right. But my point is we got to replace 20 goals and 13 assists.
Yeah,
and if you can bring in 2 good people, so Jack Grealish is probably going to average about 8 to 10 goals a season. Yeah, Dybala would probably average around the same. So that's really all you need. Is you only need to make up that same 20 goals and 13 assists. Paulo Dybala is very creative. He's going to get at least 5, 6, 7 assists a season. And Jack Grealish is probably going to get 10 plus. Like if he didn't get injured this year, he would have been getting Harry Kane a run for his money. Before he went out, he was nipping at Harry Kane's heel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. It's just sad state of affairs in football manager world. That's our deal, mate. But reality, we don't even know who the manager is. We don't know, and the manager will basically the players we'll get in will replicate. I don't want a single player to come until we get a manager in. I don't want a manager to come until we sort the board out.
But do you think that can help? Like, listen, like if Levy was a reasonable person, which I know he's not, we all know he's not. Right? I'm saying if Daniel Levy was a reasonable person, and Kane does go, now you can reach out to some of those managers and be like, look, we've got £200 million here for you to rebuild this squad in your image. Yeah, you know what I mean, and that could be attractive in and of itself.
Yeah, it could be. It certainly could be. And in an ideal world, they'd get the majority of the transfer fee. But
if Levy decides to do,
whoever will bring
decides to do that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think it might be Ralph Ragnick that comes in.
Yeah, we need someone. We need a structure, don't we, mate? Right from the top down to the players. That would be. I mean, whoever it is who comes in, manager-wise, player-wise, we will need to have a really good start to next season. We can't go the first 2 or 3 games without scoring a goal or struggling to score goals and having because. Well, I say Levy's position will become untenable. It's pretty much there at the time moment. It's all up in the air. It's all up in the air. I really don't know.
Chelsea Spurs says good afternoon. Or good morning, rather.
Good morning, mate. Good morning. Yeah. Well, hopefully, you're doing a stream later on.
Yeah, dude. We got about 8 minutes, and I'm calling it a night, dude. We've been going. It'll be our 3rd hour, and it's 3 a.m. for me. So
yeah, I bet.
Then I have a stream at 11. My time with Dave. So that's like 4 o'clock your time. 4:30. 4 o'clock your time. Yeah, and then and then I've got the Ball and Beer Tottenham Boy shows at 6:30. Mr. K and Brian Daigle are doing a show here on this channel at 7.
Yep.
And then we're doing our pre-match show at 10. So I'll be like four streams in 24 hours.
Guaranteed. By the time you do your pre-match, mate, there'll be some form of news. That's guaranteed. We'll know either the rumors will intensify or we'll get some form of confirmation. But I'll be doing something. You can't have all this going around and not do a stream.
Sure.
But I want to do it obviously to make sure we don't eat into anybody else's time, and well, we all like that, you know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean 100%. But when I saw that ESPN thing, I was like, I can't wait. I just gotta get it out there. And luckily, there's enough people in Asia and stuff like that, and on the East Coast here that we had Marcelo on earlier. We had bunch of folks on. So it's a good stream.
Yeah, it always is, mate. Always is.
Killer Agent says he's got two other streams he needs to catch up on. So bugger off, Will. Bugger it off. Don't worry.
No. I was on cheese. What are they called?
Cheese ball or
Cheese Room podcast.
Cheese Room. That's it. I was at Cheese Room yesterday as well. There was a bit of a to and froing with regards to fans divide and with one of the people on there, and they invited me on, saying, right, okay, you want to speak about it? Why don't you come on? I'm like, okay. So I went on and basically put my piece across. And to be fair, it was a bit enlightened. Enlightened me on a couple of things as well with regards to, the Enoch inners aren't exactly Enoch inners. They want the same, really. A bit of proactiveness and communication from the board. And I had to explain basically when we say Enoch out, in an ideal world we want Enoch out, but it's more about Enoch out with their ways, out with their lack of ambition, out with their lack of investment within the football. So I think what it needs is just a bit of dialogue and a bit of clarity, and I think we could have something in place. But it's a long way, mate. It's a long way. And Saturday's so-called protest has in a way enlightened me on a few things as well. Maybe we just read the room totally wrong.
Well, I mean, look, dude, I threw that poll up on my Twitter, just kind of see what people were thinking and or saying. And it's like 87%. Now, granted, the people who follow me on Twitter, I don't have a lot of Twitter followings, but the people who follow me on Twitter are basically, a third of my subscribers here, right? So,
yeah.
My echo chamber is definitely Enoch out, and I thought that maybe that's the issue, right? Maybe it's because the people who we do all of our channels and we talk with our subscribers, and they all kind of agree with us, right? That's why they subscribe to the channel. So when we go out there in the real world, and it's just not the case.
Yeah, and that's it, because they're the only people who really speak about. I mean, I did understand some of the views. I mean, I went across and mate, I said everything. I said Ryan Mason in, which kind of caught them off guard. And they were like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, Ryan Mason in." The reasoning behind that. I did say, I was disappointed with the turnout on Saturday because of X, Y, Z. I did say, there's a difficult. Some people who are Enoch out / reform, etc., do find it hard to understand why there wouldn't be more people. But they did say, although we want change, we just don't feel like we need to protest about it. We don't need to feel the need to speak it on every single podcast, which is, they're right, absolutely. So it did make sense. I think you mentioned before, we have to be careful not to be hypocrites. If we stand by an opinion and we can back it up, there's people out there who are Enoch inners, although they're not Enoch inners per se, and they can back it up and justify their opinion as well. So just because their opinions are different, it doesn't mean they're wrong, and maybe we need to be acceptable of that. But I think more than anything from that stream, it's more about clarity, mate. It's getting the message across. When we say Enoch out, when I say they, it's not them and us. People think when we say Enoch out, some people obviously do mean Enoch out, and that would be the ideal solution. But we don't necessarily physically mean Enoch out. It's Enoch out with the way they're treating the club at the moment. So I think that probably needs to be a bit more clear.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all.
I agree. I just wanted to say to Awaken Rose in the comments, no, Benteke is not good, and we should not bring him in as a replacement for Kane. You must be trolling, because that's just ridiculous. Benteke is trash, dude.
Yeah, there's opinions and there's opinions. Yeah. No, well, it's a waiting game, mate, and I'm sure you're not going to get any sleep today. Well, you know that, don't you?
I know, dude. It's like that whole ESL thing. When I stream for like 16 hours in a 24-hour period, it's going to be...
Yeah.
I'm already getting loopy. I should probably end the stream because it's getting weird now.
No. No, I've got to do the school run anyway, buddy. So, yeah, interesting day. Let's see. By the time you do your match preview, we'll have plenty more. But I'll probably see you on Dave's channel later anyway, mate.
All right, fellas, take it easy.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for jumping on here with us while kids are getting ready for school.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. And cheers, mate. I didn't get your name. Sorry, buddy. The other gentleman.
Kieran.
Okay,
Kieran. Yeah.
Nice one, good. Speak to you again soon, mate. You'll probably be still on after school. No, you go and get some sleep,
talking to
mate.
you, Bob. Yeah, I watch all your videos, man.
Cheers, bud. Cheers. Yeah, go and get some sleep. We're going to need a refreshed mind later on when the shit hits the fan.
Will do. I'll be there.
All right, bud.
All right, fella.
Cheers, mate. Bye, mate.
Bye. Kieran, thanks for coming on, mate. We're going to end this one off, man. It's time for us to go to sleep. No problem.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime, dude. Anytime.
Love being
here. If anything, guys, I may
Spurs.
cancel the Austin Villa preview because the preview shows usually anyway, but we'll see. If there's a lot of news to cover, we'll definitely do it. If I'm dead dog tired at 10 o'clock tonight, we will do the post-match show, though. But I'm not saying I'm going to cancel it. I'm just saying it might be a possibility. You'll hear enough from me. You'll see my face enough tomorrow to know. So, folks in the comments, appreciate you being there with us. Man City, Chelsea, Man United just said they cannot afford Kane this summer. It is now in the news. Breaking news from Darren Farron. Breaking news. Darren Farron is reporting that Man City, Chelsea, and Man United have all stated that they cannot afford Kane this summer. But is that a ploy? Is that a ploy?
Probably because Daniel Levy's initial asking price was something ridiculous, unrealistic.
I will. I expect to see you guys later every single time. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Kieran, I'm going to jump you off so I can do my outro. But thank you for coming on. As always, you are one of my favorite guests here on the late night show. Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. We'll see you next time. Folks, as you can see by my glazed eyes, my bald, glazed head, you know, it's time for me to go to bed. 3 a.m., almost half past 3 in the a.m. in the United States. Yep, big 3-hour stream. It's not been a big stream, but it's been an 3-hour stream to bring you all the news and to talk about the talk, to keep you guys up, to wake up the UK. Stay live to the channel today. We've got at least 2 shows with a possible third coming up today. Make sure, anytime, Cat, 100%. Marathon Man, you know it. Plenty of man smell tomorrow. Beard power, bald and beard. Make sure you check out the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time or New York time, 6:30 UK time. And also check us out. Check me out over on the Irish Hotspur today at 4 p.m. ish. And we'll see you guys next time. He says, Ben and Sim are about to exhibit their crap mic technique. We can move on. Are they going live? Good. It'll give me something to sleep to. Sky News. New report from Sky News that they can't afford them. That's good. Yes. That's good. I'm not sure. Operation Shirt Pull OS a go. Anyway, folks, You guys know what to do. THFCRants.com. You can get yourself some cool swag. Got the Danny the Bun, the moon boots. I'm telling you, bro. A bunch of other fun stuff. If you're an Enoch Out guy like me, you can get yourself an Enoch Out shirt, and all the proceeds will go to a UK youth grassroots youth football organization. None of it to the channel. Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show. This one happens at 1:30. And Three Wise Men with Mr. K, Brian Daigle, and Awesome All. Tottenham, who are we, and how did we get there or get here? Kind of a more historical, serious type show. Thank you guys for the 600 subscribers. Really appreciate that. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do so. If you've hung out with us this long, you are a legend. You're a legend. But I'm out like Harry Kane. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay strong, stay Spurs. And we'll catch you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.